Hey guys, it's me. It's Michael B. Welcome to Chill and Chat with Michael B on a Tuesday. I apologize so much for last night. It was me and my wife's wedding anniversary. She's actually really sick right now. We don't know if it's COVID. We just think it's a cold. I had it last week. She seems to have it this week. I didn't think it was the best idea to go online on the internet talking to you guys about home arcade and video games and stuff while she was in such rough shape with the kids in the middle of a heat wave. So, I decided to spend last night with her. Hopefully, you guys understand that. But I am here tonight making up for last night, a special Tuesday episode. And tonight we're going to take a look because we're at the halfway mark in 2023. So we'll take a look back at the year that it's been so far in home arcade. There's been some ups. There's been a lot of downs. It's been a rough year for home arcade. But we'll talk about all that and what we hope to see happen for the rest of 2023. Thank you so much for those of you that are here with me tonight. Happy Tuesday. This is Chill and Chat with Michael B. Hey, Sterling Hall, what's happening, Sterling? I got some bad news for you pretty soon, man. It's not about you personally, but I got a video. Hopefully, it's finally going to be coming out tomorrow, and you'll see what it is tomorrow. But I want to say hello to everybody else in the chat. Constorm Entertainment's here. Constorm says, wow, it really is that time. Hopefully, this is another 2021, and we see at least 4 new things around the end of the summer. I would love to see that, too. Jason M., one of my awesome moderators here. Hopefully, the only remaining direction this year is up. I totally agree. Wagner's Tech Talks here. Wagner is a close personal friend, not just an acquaintance, and it's good to see him. And we actually have someone joining us tonight. Thank you so much.
What is going on, guys?
It's Justin.
It's me.
Me and Justin are pinball channels now. El Capitan's here. He says he's here for the pinball, Justin.
Okay. What do you think of Venom? Are we going to get into that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We'll totally talk about that.
All right.
I got to say hello to the couple other people here in the chat. I just want to say hello. Alfred Berger. Carlos here. The Cornercade. You know the Cornercade, right?
Who?
Cornercade. He makes those fantastic shorts on YouTube.
Oh, the one with his wife. Got it.
Corny. Old Corny's here. Alfred Berger, I think I said hello to you. Derek Empire, good to see you, my man. Finn's Bassman, happy wedding anniversary. Thank you very much. Andy's Game Room. Sir Sega is here. Soul Red. All to talk about light guns. Yeah, that's been a big topic this week. Got me in the mood to play some T2 tonight. I regret often selling my T2, mainly because the day I actually sold it, they released a firmware patch and took the Vaseline filter off the screen. And I was like, you son of a... Matt Astor Gaming's here. Who else is here, guys? Say hello so I can see you. Tony C. Charlie Chuck. I know I'm late, Charlie. I'm an hour behind. Nova Sonic's here. Big D Retro. What's up? Hey, Big D Retro got his Godzilla Premium.
Dude, that's
last
awesome.
Week.
What I always say, you got to make sure. Go stick your finger inside the Godzilla building and make sure that thing is nice and level. You don't want that. You don't want the building to be like this, and you don't want the building to be like that. You want it to be silky smooth. Otherwise, that ball gets stuck right there. Really irritating.
And Beacon got his last week. I know Retro Ralph got his. So a lot of people getting Godzilla. Someone commented on my video earlier. I think it was Eon, or I don't know how to say his YouTube name, but he was like, anybody notice all these YouTubers can now suddenly afford Stern pinballs and they're all getting the same one? Something going on in the background. It's almost like
that's right.
Godzilla's just
Stern
the best
sent
game.
Them all for free. That's the secret. $40,000 in pinball machines
so
that we can jokingly talk about it occasionally.
David Deming, thank you for saying that. I know I shouldn't have to apologize. There we go. Oh, Josh Walker Vlogs. He's doing it old school here. Just pick up 4 Arcade1Ups. The wife is not happy. I've been there, brother. I've been there for that. All right, if I missed anybody, let me see. Retro Man, 19K Fox is here. David Flores, Stevie's Man Cave Arcade. What's happening, brother? Cyber Siles, Darren Kane. There we go. No place to go, but actually it'll be the same. That's what Darren says. No place to go, but completely the same. There we go. Michael Walker's here, and I think we're caught up. So while we're waiting for people to come in here now, let's talk about Venom a little bit. That was a pretty cool reveal earlier today, wasn't it?
Yeah. Been enjoying that. Slowly they've been sprinkling information over time. First there was officially it will be at Comic-Con, which is pretty exciting. I just got done texting B to
Because you're going to be
arrange.
there, right? You and
I'll
B.
be there. That's right, because I'm a pinball channel now, so I'm going to be doing a first look at Venom with B. And so that'll be fun. So Stern, they did give us early access to the machine. They will be sending me a review unit. Actually, it's the LE that I'm going to be getting at no cost. So I graduated from being a shill. So don't call me 1-Up Kits anymore. It's Stern Kits. That's
Stern
right.
Kits.
Stern Kits. Oh, and I'm way up in there. Real
Yeah.
deep. We'll be covering some podcasts on that soon.
So just really quickly, the only person I've ever heard of that Stern has actually said we're going to send a review unit out to, the only person besides you, well, of course, but in reality, the only person I ever heard was my buddy here in Canada, Game Room Theater. Arcade1Up sends a bunch of stuff out to him as well. So he was at, I believe it was CES, and he had a conversation with Stern, and he talked about his game room, and they were going to send him a demo one. It's going to be like a floating pinball table. They'd send one for a couple months, then send another one so he could advertise on his channel. That's the only person I've ever heard of getting a demo review Stern. They do not send those out. You can talk to the big like pinball channels like Jack Donger. He works there. That's the only way he can get one now. But like usually they do not send out, $10,000 review units. So anyways, interesting theory. We're all secretly working for some kind of Stern Illuminati.
Yeah, so the machine looks pretty cool. There's artwork revealed for the 2 main models, the premium and the pro. And I look forward to playing it to see how it feels. Let's see. Off the top of my head, I don't think someone asked if it's better than Godzilla. We'll see, but the premium Godzilla has like a really cool building. The mechanism on that's pretty amazing, and the premium one kind of looked like this little. It didn't look as cool, and then the little Spider-Man comes out, and he has like 3 little guys dangling, and then you got to hit those. It looks like it'll be fun.
Yeah.
I'm hoping one of the local pinball places gets a premium, so I could try out those features, but I don't think I'd be getting it. But there were definitely some positives to it. Like I thought that was some really, really cool mechanics on it. There's like these different lanes that you're clearly like targeting for. I think there was like 11 of them or 12 that you could clearly be like there's an open play field and it's like you're playing baseball. It's like, do I want to go there? What do I aim for? That could be fun.
Really quickly, I got a super chat here from Ezekiel, the Chicago Retro Ranger. Ezekiel, one of the nicest people in the community, always shows up on everybody's chat. He's always quick to throw up a super chat to say hello. Thank you so much, Ezekiel. It's really appreciated. What's up, Mike B and Justin? Venom looks cool. Love you guys. We love you too, man. Thank you very much. Yeah, I had another comment I want to bring up here too. If you're in Illinois and looking for some deals on Arcade1Up cabinets, specifically older ones and a babycade, check out the Zeke family. They're currently wheeling and dealing on their Arcade1Ups. I saw some of their sale posts earlier. If you're looking for a babycade Paw Patrol and you got 100 bills, hit Chris Zeke up and get yourself a babycade.
Cool.
Well, anyways, back to Venom. We didn't really see a lot. I mean, the artwork obviously looks fantastic. I liked a lot of the callbacks that they had there. Like you could actually see the bell tower, which is so synonymous with the Venom and Spider-Man story. We got the doppelganger. We got Carnage. So there's a lot of really, really cool stuff there.
Yeah.
And you're going to get to see it and play it in person.
Yeah, I think once they reveal the unit, then the internet will be filled with a lot of information about it, more details on it. And, you know, if you want to play it, go find your local pinball place. And what I've heard and what I've done is literally like talk to them and be like, you getting it? Just ask them if they're getting it. Because that's all it takes is
Yeah.
enough people going, you going to get it? And so what I'm interested in like following is will the local pinball places, what will they upgrade to get Venom? And so I know my pinball place, they were able to squeeze one more machine in for Foo Fighters, but they're out of room. And so, and I've seen them swap out other machines. And so I wonder if this is going to be like an Infinity Quest swap out. Like they'll, well, because you got Marvel, and they want to maybe they want to keep the James Bond, and they keep the variety of different IPs.
Oh, that's
So
interesting. Yeah.
they got to get rid of something, or is it maybe Mandalorian? Maybe that's not bringing in as much money as they hoped, so they upgrade Mandalorian.
They'll probably pop out the lowest earner. That's the
Lowest
easiest
earner, you
guess.
think?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I got a lot of messages from people like my buddy Dan Z here who says, happy anniversary, Dan Z. Thank you very much, brother. Hope you're feeling better. A little bit more mobile than last time we talked to you. Hope everything's going okay, Dan. So, yeah, Venom looks pretty exciting. Very little news right now. We got a really cool, awesome trailer, but Dead Flip's gonna have a actual play at San Diego Comic-Con tomorrow. Are you hoping to meet up with Jackie Donger?
Why not, right?
Yeah, actually.
So I'll tell you what
Seems
my
like
plan
cool,
is
dude.
at CES, and those of you that are going to any type of convention like this, it just kind of happened. I didn't really plan for it, but at CES, all the Stern people were there, and I sat in front of, I think it was Godzilla actually, and there was a Stern guy, and he came up. He goes, "Do you have any questions about anything?" And I said, "Yeah, teach me everything I need to know about this awesome hobby. Tell me how to play the game. Tell me how to get good. Give me all those tips." And he sat down with me for 20 minutes, changed my life,
Nice.
and just gave me a lot of like just fun little tips. And then had me play and try it. And he taught me how to like toss the ball from one flipper to another. Like he's just like, let's just do that. Like, I want you to catch it, hold it. Okay. Now, as it rolls down, just tap it a little and just get it to pass over to the other side. And I got it. And it was like this great moment. He's like showing me kind of some advanced features, and to this day, I still think about all the things that he said when I sit down and play a game. Like, think about this, think about that. And so at CES, I plan on doing the same thing. Just walk up to some person that looks like he's been doing it for a really long time that works at Stern. Like, teach me. I'm here to learn.
I could say so many jokes
that
are so inappropriate.
I'm not there to brag
right
how good I am, that I've reached 1 billion. None of that. Just, I'm an amateur. Teach me, and then just get schooled.
Have you reached 1 billion in Godzilla?
No,
have you been like downplaying your actual skill?
No, I'm not at tournaments every 2 months and spending my time doing that instead of YouTube. Not at all.
That is what you're doing. I knew it. P-Dubs, you're here in the chat. Get up here. Get in the conversation, man. What are you doing? P-Dubs always hanging out. He did a multi-K Monday last night out of nowhere. He's snaky like that. We never know when he's going to do it.
It was Monday.
What is this? What do you mean, corny? We need total buy-in from all YouTubers. What does that mean? Total buy-in.
You probably missed his previous message, so then
Should we start doing that as a community? I got to read them all now, Justin. P-Dubs and I should start wearing a hat. So is this about wearing a hat?
Yeah,
I don't wear hats.
You wear a, what is a stocking cap from time to time?
I like to wear a stocking cap. I have
You're ripping off our GT 85?
When I'm ripping off our GTA 85. So the story of that stocking cap is that is super comfortable. It's this really soft cotton. And I bought it from American Eagle back in 2011. And I've had the same hat since 2011, except I've lost it. So that's why I haven't been wearing it. And it's also a middle of a heat wave right now. So I don't think that it would be a good idea to try to wear it. Like, I don't know if the camera's picking up, but I'm actually glistening here from all the
sweat.
I
can tell. Yeah.
You can see my glisten.
Well, I'm finally going to tell everyone if you listen closely to Zohar, he's said this many times, but people don't listen. Console fanboy, that channel, it means console kits fanboy.
I knew it.
He is a console kits fan channel, and every single time, ask him, go comment on his, ask him if it's true. Every single person he makes fun of is only things that I don't do.
Really?
Yep. Every single one of them. I don't wear a backwards hat. He makes fun of people that wear. Ask him. He's a console kits fanboy channel. I'm honored. I'm honored.
So we got a $2 super chat here from Stringer Films, who caught me. I tried to say, sometimes I try to use words I don't know how to spell, and then I get caught up in spell check. So I tried to say heralding. Yeah, have you ever heard the term heralded or heralding? But I spelled it heralding, and then it didn't come out that way. So anyways, Stringer Films has been giving me shit all day. Harold doesn't wear hats either. Yes, heralding. Heralding is what I meant, Stringer Films. God damn it.
Well, if you keep getting frustrated, that's only going to dig him in even more. You know, he just wants to mess with you.
I love Stringer. So anyways, Justin, Venom's exciting. I can't wait to see more stuff about it in the near future, but there's not really too much to go on yet. A lot of cool features on the table. A lot of people, even Nostalgia, saying really open play fields. So we're going to have to see some gameplay videos. We're going to get to see that tomorrow from Jack Danger and Dead Flip, and we're going to get to see some coverage in Comic-Con. I'm sure you and B will be all over it, so I'll be looking forward to seeing that.
I'm looking forward to joining the pinball community. Like, check this out. Rexer makes fun of 1-Up kits because I'm a shill. The YouTubers of the pinball place, they freaking work for Stern. They just work for Stern. They're full on employed. Or if they're not, they work for Flipping Out Pinball, the distributor. It's like working for Best Buy and making Arcade1Up videos. I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, it's funny. $2 super chat from Stringer Films. Harold says it must be a Canadian thing. Maybe Stringer Films, just maybe. So yeah, going back to that's one thing. We're going to talk about the year in review, mid-year in review. And I will say a little bit something. I like to stay on the positive and not talk about drama or controversy, but this has been a really rough year to be a fan of Arcade1Up or Home Arcade, AtGames, iiRcade, anything, and be a YouTuber because everybody.
Because the community sucks. Oh, I got it.
The community doesn't suck, but it's been a rough year. There's been so much tribalism and people going crazy. Like if you like something, like automatically you're a shill. If you like something else, like it's a conspiracy. It's the wildest, most stupid stuff. Like I don't understand.
Just don't care.
It's easier said than done. It just sucks.
Just let it go. It's so easy. Make fun of it. Those in the chat that don't understand why I bring up the drama anymore, I don't care. It's fine. Like it's funny when you think about how ridiculous some people are.
Yeah. Anyways, where I was going with this is let's put this all to a rest. You know what the right way to play an arcade game is? Is it on a multicade? Maybe if that's what you like. Is it on a dedicated real arcade? Maybe if that's what you like. Is it on an Arcade1Up facsimile of a real arcade that's actually a toy made with, wood you wouldn't consider to be the highest of quality? Maybe if that's what you like. The truth is there's no wrong way to play. If someone likes something, don't be judgmental of what they like. If someone dislikes something, that's cool, but don't shit on somebody else's parade. Let's all just focus on just enjoying things, and maybe we can just focus on the fact that we all like retro arcade games again, regardless of which company or which platform we play it on. Just play stuff. And the funny thing is, like you mentioned Stern, I will openly tell you, I talk to AtGames. I talk to AtGames all the time. Like they'll ask me things. Do I work there? Do I collect a paycheck? Do I get kickbacks? Yes. Zero. None.
Absolutely every day.
Do I talk to Arcade1Up? Yes. Do they give me inside information?
Do they send you paychecks? Absolutely.
No. I don't get paychecks from Arcade1Up, but if I can help make the product better, I will try to do it. I am telling the truth. I'm trying to put it across to normalize the fact that just because YouTubers talk to companies, give advice, doesn't mean they're working for them or there's some kind of conspiracy. You guys are nuts. Like,
Now,
just
if I go to the
enjoy the
doctor
hobby.
and I need a prescription for some dysfunction that I have, does that make me a shill?
Well, it depends. Like there's a podcast called 83 Weeks with Eric Bischoff, and very early on, they got a very lucrative sponsorship through a company called Blue Chew. Have you ever heard of Blue Chew?
Never heard of it.
Blue Chew is a prescriptionless erectile dysfunction pill. And let me tell you, they leveled the market on Blue Chew. Like every week, Eric Bischoff talked about how much his wife liked it, how much it improved their love life. Blue Chew all the way.
This. Is that the one where technically it requires a prescription, but
Not
they'll write one for you? You go online and you're like, I'd like to order this. And they're like, we filled out your prescription and think that you need it based on your comments. You're like,
yeah, that might be it. It's an easy to get erectile dysfunction pill.
I see.
What's up?
What's up, B?
Hey, I heard you were talking about shitting on somebody's parade. Is that why I come in right now?
We're gonna shit on your parade. So
wait, he's having a parade. Why wasn't I invited?
Why you're here? That's why you're here, Justin.
Anyways, I want to take a look back at what 2023 was so far in the home arcade space. A lot of ups. Well, not really a lot of ups. A lot of downs, and a lot of going around in circles. So, B, you're coming in at the perfect time because some of us all were together on a stream a little while ago, and we started talking about iArcade. iArcade was a company that, let's be honest, all this year, we were pretty concerned about. We were concerned about what they were doing, how they could be economically stable. I mean, the company came out, announced that they weren't going to be making any new cabinets. The games that they were releasing seemed not so great at times. Then there were gun games coming out, and that was the big thing we were waiting for. And then when they came out, they didn't seem to sell so well. So we were all a little, perturbed about the actions of iArcade, and everybody was like, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. And then it wasn't fine. They announced they were closing. So that's basically iArcade's 2023 in a nutshell. Anybody else got anything to throw into that? Is there anything they could have done to avoid this, or was this they were already running on borrowed time as they went into this year? Maybe.
I'm just surprised. Like a year ago, not even, we were in Chicago, and that was like just a fan event that was maybe their peak of just excitement, releasing the gold, announcing send in, but less than a year later, they're gone. So I just don't know all the business decisions that had happened to get to that point, because the trajectory that was the community was led to is that there was more things to happen and exciting. I did see some actual, people showing off the bankruptcy and the number of debtors that they have, creditors, the people that they owe money to. And it's a lot of people and a lot of money. So I don't know how
I haven't seen that.
You haven't seen it? It was like dozens of creditors of developers and people, and assets it said was like $5 million to $10 million. And I was like, oh my goodness. So I don't know.
So really quickly, Stringer Films, $2 super chat again. 1UP has a FIFA, and the only prescription is Mo Pac-Man. We're going to talk about that, Stringer Films. Thank you very much for the super chat, brother. We have also got a super chat here from 360, and he has something. He contacted me on Facebook. He has something he wants me to talk about, and when we get to Arcade1Up, we'll talk about that. He says $1.99. Arcade1Up is closing down. They are next. We will get to it because he actually sent me some information about something going on with Arcade1Up that I want to talk about later. So thank you for the super chat, 360. So yeah, I saw that. What I saw, someone had shared a document saying that iArcade, throughout their life cycle, had secured something like $15 million in funding. In year one, they got Series A funding, and they had 3 specific funders throughout the whole time that got them up to about $15 million in total funds. Did you see that?
I didn't. I was trying to see if we could pull it up, but you have to pay money to that organization, apparently.
I apologize, guys. This is also going to be a very ghetto-ass stream tonight. And the reason is, I don't know if you guys follow me on What?
Go ahead. Keep going.
Yeah, it always is. You're right, B. This is always a ghetto stream. But the reason is on set. I think it was Sunday. I woke up, went to turn on my computer, and my new monitor, my like expensive gaming monitor, this is a work and gaming monitor, was just dead. So I'm down from two monitors that I usually run my streams on down to one monitor now. So I've got to get a new
I'm so
monitor.
glad you moved the TV. Otherwise, the entire stream would be like this.
Yeah. I went out and bought this like really cheap little 24-inch monitor, like for $100, like lowest I could buy. And that's what I'm using right now as my main monitor. So this has not gone great. So I got to replace that monitor. I also broke a tooth this weekend. So I got in a fight with a bacon egg McMuffin from McDonald's, and my front tooth cracked off.
Wow.
So I got to get that fixed.
McDonald's
so guys,
always wins.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a new monitor. I just got to get my tooth fixed first, and then I'm gonna get a monitor, and we'll be back to normal streams. But until then, it's gonna be real ghetto. So I apologize. Hopefully, you like old school Michael B. ghetto streams. And let's be honest, they're not going to get much worse than they normally are.
Right. Yeah, so iArcade was a disappointing year. Sad to see them pretty much go. Was it predictable? I mean, a lot of people were talking about it, but I mean, we could all go on and on about how we knew it was coming, but I mean, whatever, who cares? People make some really good points, right? Like, I think some people have said, someone said that they sold 10,000 units. I heard less than that, right? Like, didn't someone say like around 5,000 or 6,000, you know, and that's like, you know, Arcade1Up has sold more the bottom shelf Pac-Mans than that, you know, or their worst selling cabinet probably has sold more than that, but it doesn't matter. They brought life to the community. They created something different they upset John D a lot. You know, there was a lot of, probably the XL was an answer to the gold information getting out there. You know, there was some healthy competition going on. They were one of the only, they were the only successful arcade a la carte system that ever came out so far, where you could purchase games digitally a la carte. They successfully did that. Now, when I say successfully, I mean, you know, we could buy the games and we could play them and we could upload them and download them. They could patch them. They had DLC. They had the whole store, but they failed as a company. So what are you going to do?
Have you seen this at all, Michael B? This is the list of people of creditors that they owe. And so this was somebody that paid a subscription to this bankruptcy observer and shows when they filed. And yeah, Chapter 7 bankruptcy on July 11th, voluntary filing, assets in the range of 10 million to 50 million, liabilities in 10 million to 50 million. I don't know what this means. It just says the number of creditors in the range of 100 to 199 people that they would owe money to. And this is all the people. So this was posted on Facebook, pictures, but the website itself, you do have to pay to get information. I didn't know this stuff ever existed, but it just gives us more details about it. Like, so it's just the amount of things that we didn't know about the company does give me pause to think about. That's probably the most surprising thing that I've seen. So
if they have assets in the range of 10 to 15 million and liabilities in the range of 10 to 15 million, so you're saying iArcade was a not-for-profit? They were right at the break-even point.
That's their problem. They didn't register as a 501c3. There you go.
Yeah, that's right.
Preservation of video games, man.
Okay, so you know, we can talk about all the different reasons, and we don't know. Like, we don't know what went on internally. We don't know who makes the decisions. It's easy for us to play armchair quarterback and say, you should have got better games. You should have done this. You should have done that. At the end of the day, it sucks. I find it interesting, Justin, you were talking about the stuff that they would make John D mad. Do you think that there was some direct healthy competition there, or was it just... I don't think iArcade was ever really trying to compete with Arcade1Up. They didn't have the user base. They didn't have the same model. I never ever saw them as competition. I just saw them as two completely different products.
I'm pretty sure Arcade1Up added Yamaha speakers to the Pro as an answer to the upgraded speakers that the iArcade had. I'm sure, I 99% guaranteed that John D looked at the specs of the iArcade and saw the upgraded speakers and said, I can get Yamaha.
Yeah, but why? It's like if Colin comes home and the person next door has like a brand new Toyota truck and he's like, yeah, well, I'm going to get the Model Up just to mess with them.
Yeah, that's
Like,
what
Did
I'm
not
saying.
publicly ever say anything about it. Like, all the backhanded. I mean, it sounded like John does have some relationship with Jong and PK and folks, and so there's like a natural rivalry. But I don't know how much. I don't know if I would believe that, Justin, that he would do the extra. I'm going to upgrade this just to one up the competition with speakers. I never put those
Hey,
two
I'm the
together.
shill that works for him. Who's to say he didn't tell me that? All right. See,
The
Carlo
one
knows.
upmanship
I
that Carlo
believe
always
Justin.
he's has a bit of an ego, so yeah, I could see that, but I don't know if that would ever be the reason why. I mean, pros itself were a mess in general. Like, I don't know if we'll see another pro. You had talked about that for a while, Justin. Like, what happened to the pro line?
I think they tried out the XL and it wasn't profitable.
Hey, look at this dude. One quick second. We got a couple super chats before we invite our friend in here. $2 super chat from Stringer Films, who saw me miscorrectly try to use the word heralded earlier, and it came up as Harold through my type chat. So now he keeps putting in Harold stuff. Harold is a dentist and part-time monitor repairman. $2 super chat. Thank you very much, Stringer Films. We've also got an awesome $15 super chat here from Wagner's Tech Talk. Happy anniversary. When she feels better, a drink or two for you guys to celebrate. Not sure how that translates into Canadian. So $15 US, Wagner, actually works out to about $16,000. So thank you very much. I'm going to use this to get my Venom pinball. Thank you very much, brother. Well, they're just going to give it to me for free, right, Justin? I don't know why I said I'd use that.
That's right. And freaking Fox, if you don't get a camera that operates at perfectly 59.23 hertz, I'm gonna kill myself.
I was gonna ask, is this incredibly annoying or just mildly annoying?
Look at this. And we got
this
P-dubs.
guy.
Stuff's
This
going
just
wild.
became a mega show. All the elitists are on one channel all at once.
I heard ghetto ass live stream, and I thought that's my cue.
We can finally plan out Cleveland with everybody here. Where's D-Love?
Perfect.
Where's nostalgia? No, I don't know.
So we got another quick super chat from Stringer Films. Didn't use the word Harold in this one. $2 super chat. Justin called it a scam on One Up Weekly 3 years ago. iArcade. I remember you guys did that show where you talked about the hoppy stuff. Like that was kind of a tough thing too.
There
right?
wasn't a lot of information at the time. But here, let me. For me to call it a scam that early, this was the information that was out there. It looked like crap, right? They had no sound working on Double Dragon on the demo unit, and they were hiring B-list celebrities to market it.
Who?
Don't you remember?
I don't.
There was like a list. I don't know, the dude from, who was it? It's like the Jamaican guy that does the deodorant commercial. I don't know.
Oh, that would be C-list actors. Yeah.
From Old Spice? They had the Old Spice guy?
Not even that. Like
the Jamaican deodorant guy.
I was like, Cool Runnings? Like, what's going on?
How could they have
that
failed?
would be an upgrade. People would know that guy.
Fine, it's fine. Trying to push the arcade down the ice.
So really quickly, Matt Asher Gaming, he's going to be in Cleveland. We're going to go play some Halloween pinball. He's already looked up some locations for me. Good guy. $4.99 super chat. Y'all are going to let me buy you a beer at CGC, right? I have to show off my awesome new shirts. We 100% are, brother. You say beer, I say let's go. P-Dubs, how you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm okay. I broke my tooth. I told you about that.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Your monitor broke as well on the same day.
Yeah, so I have now I had to take the 32-inch monitor out of my racing arcade and stick it on my desk until I get a new monitor. So now I got this 32-inch monitor, so my camera's mounted way high, more higher than I'm used to. So
yeah. It's throwing off your color space too. What's going on?
It's throwing off my color space. What do you mean?
You look dead.
I look dead?
Less dead than usual.
To be fair. You look slightly black and white.
Only mostly dead.
I am a very pale Irishman. I don't tan. So
the lighting is accurate now.
I think so.
What's funny, P-Dubs, is we went in opposite directions. So my monitor that was here was a 32-inch. That died, so now I replaced it with a 24, which was on the side. You had a 24 that died, and you replaced it with a 32. So we're going in completely opposite directions, brother.
I know. It's nuts. It's madness. Dogs and cats living together.
Mass hysteria.
Mass hysteria.
Mike,
All right.
did you have a sensible steak dinner last night too?
Yes, very sensible. I said, oh shit, it's our anniversary. And I looked in the fridge and I was like, I have steak. So I barbecued it sensibly.
And then you saw P-Dubs went live and you're like, you son of a...
Oh, I saw that. P-Dubs was like, it's ripe for the picking. No Mike tonight. Time for Multicade Monday Madness.
No Mike tonight.
Yeah, that's legit what happened.
We had another $2 super chat here. Thanks to Justin. I have more super chat money. Are you giving Stringer money?
I am. I made a deal with Stringer Films that for every joke that I actually laugh at, that he sends $2 for, I'll pay him back for. And that's what he's trying to win the lottery. It doesn't work.
Nice.
Thank you again, Stringer Films. You're a scholar and a gentleman. I will herald your good naturedness across the streets. So, P-Dubs, iArcade this past year, even at one point, you looked to be one of the biggest fans of iArcade. Probably one of the people that was closest to community.
Don't put that curse on me. What are you
It's
talking
not a curse. It's a curse. You're not getting put on the cover of Madden.
Don't put that curse on me, Ricky.
Don't you put that voodoo on me.
I made one iArcade video a month. One video a month. That's it. I wasn't making 9 videos a month on one.
I made a lot of videos. They weren't all positive, but
one video a month.
I definitely got a reaction from the community.
I liked the idea of the iArcade. I thought it was a great idea. I wanted it to be the cheap version of a Polycade. For us out here to purchase, download, and play like modern Steam arcade and indie games. And instead, they kept giving us stuff like Bearsis. So, what do you expect, man? What do you expect? I mean, every Friday we'd be like, okay, they released a cool game, but then we would go like 6 weeks in a row, on Super Game Room Dudes, just catching up on the news for the week, and we'd be like, man, it's been like 6 weeks of crap. Oh, here we go. Finally, they got a good game. You know,
Moon Patrol was a banger.
What, Moon Patrol? Moon Patrol is a great game. Moon Patrol is a great.
Moon Patrol is a great game. Is it a system seller? No. Would Arcade1Up make a dedicated Moon Patrol cabinet? No. Those are the kind of questions you got to ask for this stuff.
But why not?
I think it's the sum of its parts. I think it's still, imagine for a moment if it kept going, if we got a few more light guns. I mean, it's weird when it died, when it failed, when they gave up. I don't know how you phrase it. It's like they were almost on a roll. Yeah. When you think about it, I mean, I've had the most fun with it when those 2 light gun games came out.
Moon Patrol's a good game, and the artwork on the cabinet, you know, that what is that baby blue artwork is.
I'm not denying that. Like, if Arcade1Up did do a Moon Patrol, I would think about it. I'm just saying they won't. If what's the company, New Wave Toys, did a replicate Moon Patrol? Oh yes, I would buy
the creators of Moon Patrol.
Yeah. What is this? Oh jeez.
Now that iArcade is gone, how would you capture this chat? Like, what would you be saying now, Dubs?
I don't know.
It's so hard to say goodbye.
Thanks for the memories, you know, like, I don't know, man. That's tough. Yeah, that was a funny photo I did the day the iArcade was supposed to be delivered. I didn't think so many people were going to save it and constantly use it.
It's memes all the time. So yeah, it's a good one. So yeah, put a caption on there for this photo now, because it captured a fun moment in time right before the excitement, right before it arrived. And
so I just hear Green Day right now. Good Riddance by Green Day playing, looking at P-Dub's picture.
Sorry.
All right, I was able to find it. If you share my screen now, this does not encompass the entire celebrity list that iArcade used. There's still some that I know. There's like literally pictures of them at a party.
That's Anthony Anderson
from Blacklist or Blackish.
Yeah. And then they got.
Is that Terry Crews? Go back up.
No, they didn't get Terry Crews.
I wish.
Go
they
up.
Get that guy. Okay,
They got
right
that
there.
guy.
Go down. Go
They
down.
got that guy.
hold on. They
My
have
God.
here. First of all, here's
He
the,
thought he saw Terry.
here's the list of people that supported. Remember
Nostalgia.
Arcade? And then what was funny, Nostalgia made the list. Richard Ralph made the list, but the one that made me laugh out loud when I saw was Arcade Punks. Like straight up, Arcade Punks is where you go to download your illegal ROMs, and they're like, "We support iArcade," which is, I don't know. I just always found that funny.
Yeah.
Here we go. There's Anthony Anderson, the Akon dude. I was trying to
that's
find
Akon. That's who I'm thinking. The picture's so small here.
Barry Sanders, Ron Johnson. There's another list, and I swear one guy. I don't know. Are they B-list actors?
I
Okay,
don't know.
it doesn't matter the level of which the actors, celebrities that they hired to be a part of their testimonials. What was odd is that they even did that. That's the point I'm making. I'm not trying to credit or discredit who they picked. It's more about it was just weird. Like, yes, I will buy an arcade now because some celebrity thinks it's cool.
You do realize Arcade1Up made commercials with the Jabberwockies, Mike Tyson
And Mike Tyson.
We're going to talk about that, right?
Like with the Mike Tysons, though, that would make sense if they were going to come out with Mike Tyson's Punch Out, though.
Exactly.
They'd be like,
Oh,
they
yes.
got the dude that's actually in the game.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
All right. Well, anyways, I don't want to take shots at the iArcade here. That's not the point. It's just, I think Fox said it. I think Fox said it the best. There was some really good things that happened with iArcade this year. Some questionable stuff that we brought up, and people were really reluctant to believe there was a chance iArcade could go down a path that they did. But unfortunately, in the end, they made a decision. Their investors, their board of directors made a decision and decided that they weren't going to go forward and they were going to close up. And it sucks because there was some good stuff with iArcade. I loved the modern games that would bring games like Saturn, games like, Wizard of Walls, stuff like that really was highlights this past year for me. And I had a lot of fun with the iArcade. The gun games, like you mentioned, Fox, that was such a cool thing. Now it just leaves me bitter because I'm like, so I bought a Sinden to play 2 games.
How about 2 Sindens?
To play 2 games.
One for each game.
Yeah, but you can use the Sindens on other stuff. So
Yeah.
it's not a total waste.
No, it's not like I went out and bought like a Pandora's Box 10 and 2 of those retro shooters. I mean, that would be a total waste.
What an idiot.
Do you still like them, P-Dubs? I was watching your coverage all weekend. They're kind of junky. Those retro shooters.
The Pandora's Box light gun thing.
It's the old you get what you pay for thing.
Yeah.
I think people who want something cheap and quick, and as long as they're aware that the games don't run great,
Yeah.
they're going to enjoy the holy hell out of it.
Remember what you said?
If you're more hardcore, you're probably going to be disappointed in it. So that's the only way to look at it.
Doesn't matter whether you like it or not. All roads to retro are good, right?
Well,
No,
You
I said
said
don't
that,
judge
Mike,
other people
earlier.
what they like.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I thought it was the road to hell is paved with good intentions. Is that what?
I don't know.
Wrong
I
analogy,
just-
maybe. So I don't know.
You're trying to pick apart something that's not there. I'm not attacking the Pandora's Box retro shooter
I
community.
feel
I
very attacked right now. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like he's coming at me hardcore over this Pandora's box.
I think
Evidently
just because Mike has never plugged a Pandora's box in, he's gotta
Pandora's
get mad.
boxes are great, Mike. I
I
have several
actually
myself.
never
not.
used one.
They
I-
suck.
never.
They suck ass.
They're
They're
suck
not
wonderful.
ass.
bad, except for
They're
they have
wonderful.
Vaseline filters always on and stretch 69 on. So if you could turn those off, they'd be a little bit better.
So
Yeah.
so stupid.
All right.
Smoothing effects.
So, anyways, iArcade will bid adieu in my mid-year reviews, my year-end reviews. Last time you're going to be on the thumbnail. Thumbnail's just going to be blue and orange going forward. Hopefully, still blue and orange. So, moving off the orange, let's start talking about the blue. This is where this is going to get interesting. So, what has undeniably been the pioneer, the leader of the home arcade community for the last couple of years has been Arcade1Up. So far this year from Arcade1Up, really we haven't seen a lot. Like in terms of new.
Mike, can I interrupt you for a second?
Yeah, sure.
You know how you did that whole big intro for Arcade1Up, like the one who's been the pioneer and the leader? Honestly, I think the person who should say that should be B-Kong. And do you know why B-Kong should say it?
I do.
Do it.
Why
Why?
don't you tell us?
Do it, Mike.
You do it. You do better than I do.
Because B-Kong is a close personal friend of John D and known Arcade1Up sympathizer.
He's on a list.
Could you introduce the next company, B?
Yeah, the leading home arcade company that we've seen for the last couple of years is undeniably 100% true. Toy Shock, right? Like,
oh yeah, here
out of all of us. Man, I love shilling for Toy Shock. Wow, that was an amazing machine.
So Arcade1Up has had a bit of an interesting year. I'm not going to talk about any of the scandals or any of that stuff.
Why not?
Let's just focus. No, because we're going to focus on the products.
Okay.
So let's just focus on the products. Okay. So this year we got some deluxe cabs, which is a new form factor that was exciting, except we don't have a lot of new licenses and new IPs. This is kind of a catch-22 because they're coming out with a brand new Pac-Man, Class of 81, Mortal Kombat, and people are excited about the new form factor, especially new people in the community. We got to remember sometimes a lot of us have been down since day one. Not everybody's around since day one. Some people are really excited about these, so it's easy for us to shit on them. But a lot of people in the community are tired and saying these are recycled titles with a new form factor. It's like, remember that episode of The Simpsons, Malibu Stacy, new hat? This is kind of what the deluxe is. It's Malibu Stacy's new hat. So I think RGT85 used that exact statement too. Anyways, that's kind of been the whole mantra for Arcade1Up this year. It's recycled licenses. We're seeing that now as we get the Vault coming out with NBA Jam. It looks like there's going to be a Buck Hunter coming out. Only new IP this year has been Fast and the Furious, which a lot of people really like. People that bought it are really happy with it, except for 19K Fox. And the people who didn't buy it all think that the game was a bit of a mess. And let's be honest, Arcade1Up could have explained it better what it was, because it's not really two arcade games. So,
oh my God.
What's your thought on Arcade1Up so far this year at the halfway point? I'll start with you, Justin.
Hold on a second. Everything that Arcade1Up does is amazing. This year has been a banger year. They kicked it out of the park.
Justin, they hit it out of the script says hit it out of the park.
Sorry.
There you go. Got it.
Yeah. You gotta work on this. Hit it out of the park.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah. Pretty good.
Good, John.
Good.
How about you, P-Dubs?
They've only released one brand new game so far this year, and it was a complete shit show with what they did with Fast and the Furious, advertising it as a 2-game cabinet, but it's really one game split into two, and it's not even original game anything. So if they had done other new releases to kind of like say, okay, we didn't hit a home run on this one, but we gave you this, this, and this, they were pretty damn good. Like, you can't even put up that argument like you could in the years past with Arcade1Up. So, in my opinion, and then the deluxes, like, that's just business standard. Like, that doesn't excite me, but I did like what they did. I think the deluxes look pretty damn cool. And most people gave them great reviews, and apparently they sold really well. They did really well for them. So, the deluxes were a win, but only one new title, and they effed it up. It's July. Like, come on, man. Like, it's in my opinion, they haven't had a great year. Like, I'd give them like a C- right now. And that's only because the deluxes, honestly, are pretty dang good products, if you think about it. So,
would you say it seems like they're kind of just treading water?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, maybe the next few months we'll get a few new releases, and maybe that'll excite things and save the year for them. But I'm not jumping out of my pants to pull my wallet out and go buy something right now.
Why would you jump out of your pants to pull your wallet out? Like, is your wallet like that heavy that you have to take off your pants in order to pull it out?
Well, sometimes when you put on jorts, if you forget the belt when you put on jorts, sometimes you jump right out of them.
See, your problem is you're using too heavy and cumbersome a wallet. You got to check out the new wallet I got, the Esker wallet. This thing is incredible. It has the form factor that you're looking for. It has the pop-up cards. Esker wallets, check them out.
Check them out.
Oh my god, you're so fun.
19K Fox. What about you?
That's all I got to say about that.
Sum up Arcade1Up so far 2023.
Oh man, they're not treading water. What are you, insane? No, not even close. I mean, they have the natural progression of the product, which is the deluxes, which makes sense. I think they look good. I'm not gonna buy Mortal Kombat until I see something new, something different on that midway legacy cab. So, you know, whether it's MK4, which is what I would prefer, or something else. I was really disappointed with Fast and Furious. Now, I'll put the caveat out there. I know that tons of people like it, and I think that it is fun if you just want a racing cabinet, like generic racing cabinet, you know, inspired by real events. It's not the actual story; it's inspired by real events. That was really just deceitful, in my opinion. It wasn't close to the arcade experience at all. And as a guy that bought both, I bought two cabinets with my own money, you know, no discount whatsoever. I was really disappointed.
You should have called me. I could have got you that discount, man.
Yeah, this is all lies anyway, Justin. You know, we got them all for free. But I think that
we'll stop the act.
No, I think they're a net negative right now. I think they have to have something different, something arcade accurate, or their reputation is completely shot. I mean, they're in the negative right now. They really are. While the deluxes look good, and I think they do. I think they look good. I think if you've never owned a NBA Jam cab, this deluxe is probably the one to get because it looks really good. It looks really good. I love that control panel angle. That's really comfortable on the Blitz. But no, as far as somebody, even if you've been in the hobby a couple years, there's probably nothing really here for you. So, you know, there's a guy, I will say this, there's a guy in Ohio, and there's a guy in Indiana that's really glad that Arcade1Up is sucking right now, because those are the guys that I bought the cabs from. So, yes, Fox has more money to spend.
What about you, Beacon?
2023 right now started off at CES for me and Justin. And that's when we saw the deluxe line. And somebody mentioned in the chat, right? The newest product that we were curious them venturing out was the Casino-cade, but has since gone through its own little revisions. And every year they've tried something like wild, right? The Baby-cade, the Party-cade, some random new form factor. So this is the new random form factor that gave us a surprise. I missed kind of having just a little bit more kind of announcements. And I know their new model is like, let's announce cabs when they're ready to go. But the long releases in between those announcements now, because there's been so many rumors of things like Time Crisis, and now we see the Big Buck Deluxe, it's not creating a positive community sentiment that there's things on the horizon, right? Like, even if they did the announcement, even like Dragon's Lair took 1.5 years to come, but we knew it was coming. It was something that people were excited for. Right now, there's just no official announcement. So they kind of almost went too silent on the announcement list of trying to get it out right when releases happen. And maybe it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't thing, right? Because Fast and Furious was announced and it was released. We got Star Wars re-released this year. And so I think they're just trying to recapture some of their highlight from hits type of thing. And the second half of the year, like, could they turn it around? I think there's just been too many things from the community sentiments that people are at this point in the hobby where they're going to have to start making hard choices about their collection. And that now is becoming harder and harder for longtime folks, for us that have been in it for a few years, to continue supporting the hobby without doing replacements, you doing the wholesale letting go of things too. So for us, the you know, kind of folks that have been in it, it's rough. For new folks that just got into it because of the deluxe line, it's new for them, and it's pretty damn cool. They're getting some of the best products they've made for those cabinets. So the new fans, at least they should be happy until they start seeing everything out.
So that's some of the sad things right now, because like, I won't talk about the quality of the product because I haven't touched them, but from a concept standpoint, the deluxe is probably the best thing they've ever come out. Like, a lot of the things we've been complaining about, the form factor, all that stuff, they finally hit a point where they're releasing a product that started to really look and resemble real arcade. Well, resemble what the real arcade cabinets look like. And so the people getting them now are getting them really good. But the people that have been around here for a long time, kind of a little burnt out about buying the cabinet over and over again and, upgrading to the next cabinet. So we don't get the same excitement and joy that people that can buy the new ones were. When something like Fast and the Furious or a possible future Time Crisis comes out, maybe that'll turn around because it's new IPs and these awesome new form factors. But for the people that have been doing this forever, it does feel a little hard seeing the same titles come out over and over again. Now, Justin, you want to go, but before you do, Cleveland Gaming Classic is here in the chat. I know B Kong has been fervently trying to get in contact with you to have some conversations, arrange some stuff. We're all coming to the thing. We're going to have a big meetup. So talk to B Kong. He desperately needs to talk to you.
That's right. He's our arranger. He's our producer. He's actually our manager. If you guys
he messaged me, but we didn't quite coordinate stuff. So we're just all gonna crash at Michael B's special guest booth and just make that like headquarters.
I don't have a special guest booth.
You do. You've been announced as a special guest.
I don't have a booth. I don't have a booth. I'm just going. I'm just going to be there. I'm
we'll go hang out.
We'll send you new pins, but Cleveland Gaming Classic won't give you a booth.
Shocking.
I didn't ask for one. I don't have a booth. I'm just going to show up and do whatever I'm told.
And Steven, I know Tech Buzz
Steven
has.
Yeah.
So all right, so Tech Buzzes will be the home arcade headquarters then, if anything else. We'll just make that like central spot.
I think he's happy to learn about that just now.
I think Steven's actually set up for that. Like he's bringing like gear and stuff like that. So
he sent me pictures of his gear. It's we're gonna all take turns like lugging it up the stairs. It's like,
you know what's weird? Nostalgia sent me pictures of his gear, but I don't think we're talking about the same thing.
You shouldn't show that to anyone ever.
No. So I got a quick super chat here from 360. Y'all see that MK1 smokes fatality yet? Now, there was another character named Best Around that was asking about this on Super Game Room Dudes Friday. Weird coincidence. But anyways, MK1 fatalities, I've been very clear about this. I actually don't want to see them. I hate that that's how they're advertising the game by showing off the fatalities, because I want to see them when I do them in the game for the first time. That's how I did it in the arcade. So thank you for the super chat, though, brother. We also got a $5 super chat here from Big D Retro. 1UP got me into modding, but later pushed me into collecting and restoring.
Is that Biggie D? Did he change his name?
Big D Retro.
Maybe he shortened it.
My latest Robotron. Oh my God, Big D Retro's got a real original Robotron. That's awesome, man.
That's
Thank
sick.
you very much for the super chat, brother, and congratulations on your Robotron.
I just got to make sure. I've been teasing Biggie D. I'm like, you know what you could do, buddy? You know how you got like 5 Gs? Maybe get rid of like 4 of them. You know what I mean?
Well, no, get rid of 3.
Maybe just be Big G.
Oh yeah.
But maybe it should be Biggie D D D D D D.
There you go.
So, Justin, I want to go back to you and get a real answer now instead of trying to be funny. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Okay. All right.
Here it comes.
Can I think of a funny joke? No.
No.
Okay. Your original question was, how did they do so far this year? We're at the halfway point of the year. If you compare it to last year, obviously they haven't done very well. The year prior, the season prior, that was when we got all of these new titles, new IPs, and it was like, which one are you gonna get? Dragon's Lair, T2. We got all these different varieties, and some people like those, some people don't. But at least they weren't re-releases. One of the things that I'm frustrated with this year is, okay, the deluxe is really cool, but no one wants to replace all of their old machines with. That's the reality. I think I would venture to say that majority of the people that say I don't like the deluxe are the ones that don't want to admit the deluxe looks nice, because it kind of means that you have crap currently. The reason why I say that is I think there's kind of 3 options, right? You want the XL Pro. There's not many of those options, but that's a size option. Then there's, I don't even have a riser, right? So there's the people that like an RGG 85 that doesn't even want a riser. And then kind of the 3/4 scale, which could be with a riser or with a deluxe. So now there's like in that middle, which is probably the majority of us, there's 2 ways to do it, with a riser or without a riser. And there's some people that are like, I'm getting it I'm gonna rebuy MK and I'm gonna sell my old ones. And they're like, you'll see them. They're like, oh, I love the deluxe. You know, everything about it is so much better. And there's another set of people that are like, I hate the deluxe because I don't want to replace all my machines. And so what I'm trying to say is it sucks that that's happening this year. We don't have the titles, and they released a mid model with an upgraded version where the main difference is it's kind of seamless, and it's kind of pissing some people off. And so even for me with the NBA Jam, I'm sitting here going, okay, I don't have NBA Jam. I missed out on it. Should I get the NBA Jam Deluxe, or should I wait for the NBA Jam XL, one that actually has like a BOE monitor in it
and less Shaq on the side?
Right. But I don't know. For me, I think I only want to buy Arcade1Up's going forth that you can't just play the game on a multicade, right? Like it has we've talked about this before, like a very custom experience.
Star Wars, Tron.
Yes.
Even Dragon's Lair, as much as people want and don't realize this, Dragon's Lair with the actual secondary screen, that's such an important component where you don't have to look at a little scoreboard on the screen. It's not the same experience without that second screen. So I loop Dragon's Lair into that category as well.
Yeah, and then I don't know, like the 4-player, like even the Blitz. I'm sitting here looking at the Blitz going like, should I go to Tulsa and buy the Blitz replacement, or ask him if he can, or maybe it's a DIY Retro Arcades, build me a 2-player replacement, because no one ever plays Blitz with me. If they would, it's either my wife or my daughter, but not both. So I really don't need a 4-player of anything. But I like the Blitz, but I could kind of fit it better in my space if it didn't have the 4-player. So now I'm like, oh, I definitely don't want to get an NBA Jam because then that's a 4-player and then it's bigger. And see what I mean? I'm just like, so the options are not interesting to me.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if Arcade1Up will revisit, since they are opening up the vault, revisit some of their 4-player cabs and maybe reimagine them as 2-player cabs. I think Golden Axe would be a really good example of that. Like if they redid Golden Axe, that really should have been a 2-player cabinet. Revenge of Death Adder, it's the main game, but that's the only one that really needed 4-player. And I think a lot of people, we've heard for the 4-players over and over again, they just take up too much room, especially for people that have packed arcades now. It's kind of hard to justify that wingspan for the extra spaces. So
yeah,
I've never understood the application of the USB either. Like they put that on the 2-player countercades, and the whole selling point was, well, you can replace the second player controls with a gamepad. Didn't make any sense to me. Why don't they just do 2-player control decks with USB? So if you wanted to add a 3rd or 4th player, you could do that with a optional controller, and that way you don't sacrifice that width. You know, that would just make more sense to me.
So before we I'm sorry, I'm getting caught up in the private chat here. So before we go any further, the 360 did write me earlier, and a little bit of news came out earlier. One of the exciting things, and where we've been getting some of our leaks the last couple of years, has been the Miami pop-up store. And notice came up today that the Miami pop-up store is actually closing. Apparently some of the cabs were on sale. So the Miami pop-up store is apparently going away. So he said, does this mean that Arcade1Up's going out of business? I don't know. I will tell you this. We know that Arcade1Up has done some layoffs this past year. Some people have gone. So maybe home arcade for some companies is a down thing. But I will say, I don't think the pop-up store closing is definitive death knell. And maybe you can call me whatever you want. But I mean, a pop-up store by definition isn't a long-standing franchise, right? It's not a permanent thing. So I would assume that they just stayed open until the lease was up, and then we're like, are we going to continue, or are we not going to continue?
Yeah, did a brick and mortar Arcade1Up store ever make sense, really?
Well, it's a lot like the Saber store. Our products are junk. You really just want to sell them and then get out of town.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know if it's necessarily an indication that they're going out of business. a lot of companies, they try things, and definitely Arcade1Up was in that period of time where they're like,
it's called a pop-up, right?
Yeah,
So
Don't
exactly.
you remember when? Don't you remember when the WWF opened up that restaurant in Times Square?
I sure do. I ate there. I went to
And when
WWF New York.
that closed down, did everyone think they were going out of business? No, they were like, it's not making money. There's no reason to have this. They got rid of it. So
That's it.
Yeah.
But I got a sweatshirt that says WWF New York. Yeah,
But on the other hand, 360 must be right. 360, I want to see 10 YouTube videos from you, sir, letting us all know that Arcade1Up is going out of business. I want to see.
Well, I will tell you, I don't know what their financial state is. Like, I haven't paid for anything online, but I will say this. I know that their deluxe cabs have sold well. And as much as we want to shit on the deluxe cabs for the recycling aspect, at the end of the day, who is Arcade1Up's consumer? It's the retail store. So if a retail store comes to them and goes, hey guys, we want 4,000 units of Pac-Man. You know what Arcade1Up's going to sell them? 4,000 units of Pac-Man. That's why we see it.
Yeah.
I got a question earlier today on one of my older videos, Arcade1Up Double Dragon. They're like, oh, it's been 2 years and still no Double Dragon. What happened? And from what I understand, 100%. Arcade1Up made a demo Double Dragon. We all saw it in the Miami pop-up store, funny enough.
Yep.
And they showed it off to these retailers, the box stores, different places like that, and said, how many do you want to order? And the retailer said 0. We don't give a shit about Double Dragon. And that's why it never came out.
Here's what I think actually happened. I think the retailers called and said, we want 4,000 units, except we hate your box size. That is a horrible box size. It's too long. It's like 48 inches tall by 2 by 3. We can't handle this. So the design people like went back. We're like, how are we going to get the box smaller? So it was kind of like the scene from Apollo 13. They're like, this is what we have to deal with. We have to, like fix this, right? And so they came up with a product. They're like, I don't think anyone's going to like it. So what we did was we had to take out the riser and kind of make it this really crappy thin thing. And marketing team said, what if we call it a deluxe? They may just go for it.
You're telling me there's a chance.
Yeah. And then
Evil.
You know what I'm
Sinister.
saying? Like the deluxe is basically the cost reduction version that we think looks better. Because
interesting
constraints that came in from retailers to make the box smaller.
The box size is a really good plus for the deluxes. Like when I put together my class of 81, I was surprised they fit it there. And so I can say from a retailer standpoint, that would be more appealing.
Can you imagine John D on a conference call with his warehouse? And he's got all the vape smoke all behind him. It's like just fuming like Cheech and Chong. He's talking to guys like, I want you to take all that shit and put it in this. You know what I mean? Figure it out.
John, it can't be done.
I see their board meetings more so going like, remember that 70s show in the basement going around the circular table?
Yes.
Well, the reason why I'm saying this, think about it this way. Imagine it's the other way around. The design team said, we know what people are going to buy. We're going to call it the deluxe, and we're going to put it, the seam is going to be more in the middle. And then later they're like, that's a really cool idea because it also makes the boxes smaller. And I think the retailers may enjoy that. Nah. It was the box needs to be smaller, in my opinion.
I will say another thing about the box being smaller. Me personally, I actually really like that because I remember, I bought a lot of these and taking them out of my car and trying to lift them like, with this.
Yeah.
You got to do this like wide arm stance like you're a big bird trying to pull them into your house. So now with a smaller box, you can actually lift them more sensibly.
Win.
That's my favorite one, actually.
I can't believe we're sitting here talking about boxes. Like this is the big thing. I mean, between 2018, look at all these effing games coming out, to now, well, we got a smaller box.
Well, the box is smaller, guys. That's good.
2023 is banging so far.
If only iArcade would have come up with a smaller.
You know what?
box.
Maybe they're
That
right.
would have been. That's the winner.
Maybe they're right.
One box instead of
maybe
two.
they are going
Instead
out
of two
business.
boxes, exactly.
Okay,
All
so
we're talking about is the boxes. They're going out of business. Come
That
on,
box
guys.
art, man,
Yeah.
it's so good.
I
Give us
think
something.
It's the vault, guys.
I think for me personally, it's been a hard year with Arcade1Up, but just because we haven't been able to buy anything, they haven't been able to get these here in Canada. But one of the things I've been looking forward to, and I'm probably most disappointed, is no continuation from the XL cabs. Fox, you know how I feel about the XL cabs.
I'm with you 100%.
That's the best thing
100%.
Arcade1Up has ever done. It's what they should have done all along.
So why? I mean, is it just the 17-inch monitor is why they've stopped going all the way to XL, and they've created this secondary sort of step, or I guess this would be a third step with the deluxe. I mean, why wouldn't you just go whole hog and go with an XL? I mean, if there was ever a reason to rebuy,
too big.
That box is too big. But I mean, what would be the one reason you would rebuy every single cab? Oh, it's bigger. The monitor's bigger. Everything's bigger. You get the deluxe, no riser design. It doesn't really need those extra 4-inch spacers you get from Amazon. It's good to go. I mean, I don't know, because I guess if once you do that, there's nowhere else to go. So my God, once they do a Pac-Man XL, what will they do? But
I think you figured it out. It's why they're not coming out with XLs, because they want you to rebuy all deluxes and then rebuy all the XL.
And then never go back 3/4 scale. I don't know. It's like, what do you have to create some price separation though, because the prices, guys, I've got a slide. It explains all this, but the prices overlap each other so much. It's like 800 for a 3/4, but this XL is 700. It doesn't make any sense. They're all over the place. But
this is what happened.
But I'm with you 100%.
John D was in a meeting and he said, "Look, guys, all we have to do is become the gateway drug to our own product,
and then never deliver."
No, it's like we sell them the tiny ones without a riser at start, and then they graduate to the one with the riser. Then they graduate
to the deluxe,
and then they graduate to the XL. And
but we just hang the XL like the carrot in front of them, and we never deliver ever.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, Mike. I know I went on a tangent, but I'm a huge. I love the XL.
Love the XL cabs. Love them, and it just
even the screens, they were so playable.
No, the screens are shit.
You have to replace those.
Yeah, they've got to be replaced.
Have to be replaced.
But see, the thing is, at the time, they were under the understanding they couldn't get 19-inch IPS monitors, BOE monitors. But before the Pro came out, because we shit so much on the monitors in the XL cabs. Yeah. I know personally, John D went out of his way and made sure they got 19-inch IPS or BOE monitors. So they do have the ability to get those now. Mm-hmm. I don't think we'll ever see a TAM monitor in an Arcade1Up again. I think they've realized that almost bankrupt them last year. The fact that they put those screens in there, it almost ruined the company.
Is that right? So, really did. It ruined the company. You have factual data on that?
Oh, come on.
Or are you just proud that you crapped on it for 3 months?
You were right there with me, Bal.
Well, we don't have any proof that it actually bankrupt the company.
No, but
it should have.
It should have.
I agree with that.
No,
well, actually, Justin, they had to close down the Miami store. So,
That's right.
You got
how else can you explain that? That's right.
It's a big sign.
Yeah.
Hey, was the brand on the Pro a
closing due to TN monitors?
Blame TN.
Blame TN. I was saying, was the brand on the 19-inch Pro, was that a BOE?
Yeah.
It was? Okay.
Yeah.
Because we went to go visit BOE at CES, and they didn't know anything about Arcade1Up. So they must be one of their biggest customers.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Our company name is Best on Earth. We can't associate with
Yeah,
Arcade1Up.
yeah, they're the best. It literally is.
They're
what
too
we
busy
call
being on
ourselves.
the phone with LG and Samsung, and Asus and all that.
Yeah. So we got a couple super chats here from 360. XL are too expensive. They are hurting. I think we all agree price point is another thing that's really hurt Arcade1Up. When these jumped up from $399 to the $499, $599 and more mark, this is when you really, really had to be super interested in an Arcade1Up to buy it. It was no longer that impulse purchase. So that's one of the things that hurt them. And I guess that's what they're looking at, because right now they're trying to sell deluxe cabs for $699 was $649 for NBA Jam, right? I mean,
it depends on what time you check the website, Mike. It was
that one's weird, right?
What coupon code do you use again?
I think that one was
NBA cab
thing, right?
Yeah.
It's really $599, right?
Or so $549, depending on the coupon code you use. Yeah.
Then if you remember your XL cabs came out at Shaq said his was going to be, what was it, $599? Then it ended up being $699.
$699. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. But then I bought mine at Best Buy for $399.
Yeah.
So it all works out.
So I think looking at it and making an assumption like the TN monitors may have been a very bad misstep for Arcade1Up last year. I think one of the other missteps was maybe the XLs are a great idea, but just the price point, they just maybe couldn't move them out. Even though we love them and a lot of the community loves them, maybe people aren't just willing to pay $7.99 for an Arcade1Up. And again, with the pros, like I love my Killer Instinct Pro. I think it's one of the best cabinets they ever made.
Mm-hmm.
Is it $1,000 cabinet? No, it is not. But it's a really good cabinet, just not $1,000 cabinet.
You know, and after they release Wheel of Fortune and it completely bombs, there's only one move left to save this company. Qbert. That's it.
That's right.
A Qbert XL will absolutely
a
save
Qbert
this
XL
company.
with a proper knocker and Qbert joystick will save.
Yes. Yes.
I want to get. I've been thinking about buying the Casino Cade actually, and just sending it to. Hear me out. I'm going to send it to Nostalgia, and then he'll sideload 1 billion Casino.
He'll put a PlayStation in
That's
it.
right.
And just
It'd be pretty sweet.
PlayStation Classic.
Gaming. Yeah.
We got another super chat here for 360. They're treading water right now. It's hard. I don't think here's the truth of it. I know actually the deluxe cabs have been selling really well. Retailers have been buying them. They're doing well. They're keeping Arcade1Up afloat. But in terms of creative and interest for the hardcores, I agree with you. From a business perspective, I don't know. Apparently, like everything's good. So
they did have to let go of some staff, though. I mean, if you talk about personnel, we do know about a couple people that went through a downside. Even the LA guys too. I've heard that they are no longer around to help out. So there's something that happened in that space.
Well, I think last year was a downturn in the economy. I remember talking to AtGames going into last year, and they were like, "This is not going to be a good year at retail for anybody." So I think a lot of people suffered because of that.
What's going on, Pete Hubs?
I was just thinking that if Arcade1Up was going to have a tough time figuring out how to properly do Qbert knockers, they could just ask the corner Cade.
Someone in authority on that.
He'll totally get the review unit, right?
So before we move on to AtGames, I did want to bring this up really quickly. Fox, you mentioned this earlier. Justin's brought it up here.
Yeah, what's going on with this?
So this
careful.
Again,
you're gonna cause a whole bunch of YouTube videos to be made.
No, this is clear. No,
tread softly.
The evidence is clear.
So
tread softly.
I'll be honest.
Do you see? It's also running. Come on,
guys, listen here. Follow the clues. Look to your left. The Pac-Man or the Miss Pac-Man cabinet has Midway on it. You have a BMX bike in front of you. Where you're finally going to get a cabinet, a Paperboy cabinet with the accurate controls. It's obvious. It couldn't be any more plain than the nose on your face. It's right there.
Guys, go over to the caption. Just scroll over a little bit to the caption. Mm-hmm. It goes retro perfection by at the 80s garage. This is Arcade1Up sharing somebody else's garage.
And they've done this many a time.
Yeah.
They've even
Neo
had
Geo cabinets are coming.
But here's the question,
it's
right? The fact that there's only 4 cabinets, one of them is an MVSX.
That's almost 25%, guys.
And it was rumored that which month and which year was the MVSX losing their license to SNK. I remember it being July 2023.
Guys, can I share
a year
something?
And a half ago, they talked about this.
Justin's on the right track. Let me share something with you because I mentioned something.
Do you have a slide on it?
I have a little bit of I got a little bit of a scoop. This is a scoop. This is an exclusive. It's the first time you're going to hear this, unless you've been on their Facebook page. Then that's fine. I said something to Unico when they released the 26-inch monitor finally, and I replied to one of their comments on Facebook. I said, you guys should definitely redo your MVSX, but a 26-inch version. And they were like, wow, but those licenses are pretty expensive. And I thought, well, that's weird. You just had it. Oh, I know. You've lost it. And then now this picture, it comes full circle. Here we go. God. And we're getting several cabinets from Arcade1Up. We're going to have Neo Geo variants aplenty. You're going to have Metal Slug cabinets. And you stop it. This is great.
No. I just mean the Arcade1Up Neo Geo variants. Neo
Yes.
Geo, you had a 4 slot, you could
Yes.
have a 2 slot,
A 6
but
slot.
they were all Neo Geo cabinets. So what are
But
you
they
gonna
were
do? You're gonna put like Steve Aoki art and foolishness on the
No.
side, and then
You're
you know
gonna
you and B can
you're
talk
gonna
about
have a-
best looking cab ever and have episodes on it.
Yes, I will.
Oh,
like.
can we talk about Kith again? I mean, such a good
Oh, I
looking
love
cabinet.
Kith. Well, you'll have a Metal Slug cabinet. You'll have a Samurai Showdown cabinet. You'll have a Fatal Fury. I mean, come on, the King of Fighters cabinet. You'll have like 5 or 6 different cabinets. Instead of paying $600,
These fictional
for the-
cabinets that never existed in the arcade, you
they're
can just
going to
have
happen.
fantasy
Yes,
cabinets.
we're just going to make them up. Yeah, instead of paying one price for all the games with your MVSX, you can pay 4 or 5 times that with Arcade1Up.
There you go.
It's a bargain.
Or
Can
you
I
bring
first-
it-
okay,
I don't
well,
think
wait a minute,
nostalgia
wait
would
a
think that's
minute.
good value.
Wait a minute. Let me throw this out there.
Okay.
What if part of what Fox is saying is true? What
It
if
is. It is.
Unico lost the license? Let's say Arcade1Up has it. Let's say Arcade1Up releases an MVSX that has, let's just say they throw all 50 games, the same games. But you have you can online fighting, like, for all the fighting games, as well as online leaderboards for like the games like, Shock Troopers and stuff like that.
Preach, brother, preach.
Would you guys out there want to buy it? Let us know in the live chat. Like, do you guys want that from Arcade1Up? Like
Head to head
me?
bubble bobble, man.
So
I don't know.
All
You're
of our
telling
dreams
me-
would come true.
Art of Fighting and all those games.
See,
I
you're
mean,
telling me
World
that-
Heroes.
you're telling me that Arcade1Up went to retailers and said, "Hey, we got Double Dragon here," and the retailers were like, "We're not going to buy that." Hey, we're coming to you with this really well-known, not obscure fighting game series from the Neo Geo. How many of those cabs are you going to buy?
I find it funny, Mike, that you think they're not going to sell anything direct anymore.
It's not that I don't think they're going to sell things direct. I think they're going to sell things direct, but I think there's a major risk quotient with direct. I don't think they've ever really had a super successful direct output. I think mainly their money right now comes from retailers. And I don't know if they're in a position right now to take a risk on trying to sell a King of Fighters cabinet. I don't know.
You know, it'd be really interesting is if Arcade1Up comes out with an MVSX cabinet that looks exactly like the MVSX.
With a copper riser.
It's a carbon copy. It's exactly
That's what I'm saying. What if they
Arcade1Up.
did that? What if they released it, but also added their
What if-
live features?
What if they?
Oh,
What
that'd
if
be
they
great.
tried to mimic?
I'm probably going to keep mine. Like, I really like this cabinet back here. So
What if
I don't
they did
think
some
I'll-
subtle changes and tried to mimic the big red cabinet? Even so, go so far as to have like the marquee with like select like illuminate one of 4.
Yeah.
I mean, if you could just simply, because they do the goofy stuff all the time, the LED deck protectors. If they just had a button and you could just switch which of the 4.
Oh, that would be killer. Imagine a menu you go in and it shows the 4 slots and you just pick. You literally go.
What do
I
you want
this
in your
game?
slot?
Yeah. Over.
It could
I
be
want
super
this
simple,
game.
mostly
update.
software. Yeah, that I mean,
We just
that-
need that for the Yak games with the LCD marquee.
then
a
you
really cool menu. where you-
that would be cool.
We get another super chat here from 360. Arcade1Up MVSX. It's just the same cab, but with different variants, each with 4 mixed franchises. So you have to collect them all. He pretty much nails it. Thank you for the super chat. That's what it would be.
Yeah.
So-
I mean, this is all just goofy
We're
conversation.
just being silly.
Obviously,
Yeah,
they were just sharing a photo of someone's game room, and usually, if someone's game room
What?
has like an AtGames in it or another company's product, usually they don't share those photos. This one they let slip through. They probably don't give a crap anymore. Fox, your tinfoil hat, you're
Maybe
causing
the
all kinds of
person-
drama.
going
Maybe-
to happen.
It's
Maybe
not
the
going to
person
happen,
that posted
Fox.
it
It's
didn't
not going to
know.
happen.
There's a 3% chance I'm 10% right.
If nostalgia was here, it'd be a 60.39% chance. That
Think
this
of
is
the value.
the value, guys.
The value.
The value
So-
is there.
Okay. Moving away
Sorry,
from that.
Mike. Sorry.
Moving away from that, Arcade1Up still has 6 months to come out, and from what I hear, there's a lot of stuff coming out in the near future. Usually around this time, September, October, is when we get the bulk of the Arcade1Up releases for the year coming up on the Christmas season. Hopefully, they come out with some cool stuff. If they are going to come out with some stuff from the vault, hopefully people are excited about it. Just 1 second, my wife needs something from me.
That's okay. Everyone in the live chat, how about a big shout out to Mrs. Cornercade?
Hey,
Nice to see you.
So hopefully, and they have some new titles coming out. We know Time Crisis is possibly going to be releasing soon. So, hopefully that's really good. People are excited about that. And hopefully this ends up being a much more positive finish to the year than it has been a start. It hasn't been a terrible start. Like there's been a lot of good things, a lot of recycling that people have been upset by, but definitely not a super bad year so far and opportunity to move forward. So hopefully Arcade1Up can rebound, because I do think that this whole home arcade community, regardless of how exciting the other companies do it, it does kind of, it's like WWE. If WWE does bad, all of wrestling almost does bad. And it feels like that's the way it is with the home arcade community. If Arcade1Up doesn't have a lot of stuff going on, even if other companies are doing stuff, it feels like the whole community's in a downturn, or the whole economy.
Are you saying that the reason why iArcade died this year is because Arcade1Up didn't? Oh my God, that's the moral of this entire podcast.
That's crazy.
Because Arcade1Up has had a bad year, we lost iArcade.
That's part of it. I'm not joking. Like, honestly,
they should have come out with partycades. If Arcade1Up would have freaking just came out with some partycades, because they haven't, maybe iArcade would still be alive.
Yeah, but honestly, though, the Partycade sales would have really dwindled in comparison to the Qbert pre-orders that they would have received.
Can you?
I'm just saying
the tidal wave of money they would receive.
All right, so moving away from Arcade1Up now, AtGames. And if you had asked me last year which company, in my opinion, probably had the most positive outlook at this time this year, I never would have believed I would have been saying AtGames. But honestly, AtGames were very quiet last year. I made jokes on Super Game Room Dudes all the time. I had a tumbleweed slide with an AtGames picture there because they weren't really doing anything. We got some software stuff, but it was slow news. All of a sudden, this new chip comes out. They're coming out with these 4K systems, and especially the updated 4K pinball. And I think that's what most people are excited about now. So even though nothing's physically come out, everything's vapor right now. And then we got the very smallest ever example of the 4K pinball from John Wagner, the eeny meeny 4K pinball from John Wagner. From that, what are your thoughts on AtGames and their direction moving forward with their big products coming out? Start with you, Fox. You're not an AtGames guy. You've never owned an AtGames product.
Let me tell you, Sunshine, I'm about to be.
Let me tell you something.
let me break it down for you.
Let me tell you something.
Listen, I mean, if you're going to have one V pin, is this the one to get? I mean, I can't imagine a better, reason to go to 4K would be this. You're trying to mimic something that's real. It's not just, retro gaming. I'm excited about it, what the future may hold, what the future may bring, and then Killer Instinct being, one of those new IPs, definitely a good thing. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited about AtGames. Can't believe I'm saying that. Is it the better business model to wait and release hardware every couple years? Maybe. But I'm excited.
P-Dubs is feeling pretty tired. It's currently 1:00 a.m. here. It is whatever, 3:30 in the afternoon there, P-Dubs?
8:30.
It's noon.
Dude, Thursday. I had a heck of a poop before I jumped on, all right? I'm tired. I'm worn out.
Okay, $1.99 Super Chat. Where's the 4-player Pac-Man versus Pub Table? I have no idea, but I did find out, I've mentioned this on Super Game Room Dudes. Did you guys know there was actual physical cocktail tables that look like pub tables that were released in real arcades back in the day? The pub table wasn't just Arcade1Up creation. Mm-hmm. That was a real arcade model. There were real arcade pub tables. Mm-hmm. I never knew.
They put them in bourbon barrels also.
Bourbon barrels.
Which explains my addiction. Or maybe it was wine. Who knows?
All right, moving on. Justin, what do you think of AtGames, their strategy going through next year with the new 4K products?
Yeah, I'm really excited. So AtGames 4K products coming out this year. I haven't bought anything from AtGames in a while. Some of the products didn't hold up for me. I moved. And so I wouldn't mind replacing. We'll see. But what I'm really excited about is recently in the home arcade space, I've been asking ChatGPT what they think about all the new products that are coming out. So I've been training this model. I don't know if you guys have ever done this. They don't really document it, but if you have a session with ChatGPT and you keep on telling it about a certain subject, it starts to actually learn from you, and then you can ask it questions from that session. So I have this real long thread that I've been telling it about home arcade. So I asked it just now, that thread, what do you think AtGames is going to come out with in 2023? And they say it's the AtGames Neural Net Console 3000. It's the AtGames. AtGames being the forefront of gaming technology has taken a quantum leap in 2023 with their latest creation, the Neural Net Console 3000. This console is no ordinary gaming device. Instead of relying on traditional controllers, it interfaces directly with the player's mind. Boom!
Finally,
it sounds like something AtGames would come out with, doesn't it?
Yeah, check out some of the acronyms they have. It's got a Dreamscape integration.
I love that movie.
So, Justin, the actual 4K ALU 4K pinball, is there anything there you're interested in? I mean, you have real pinballs now. You already have an ALP. Are you going to make the jump to the 4K, or does that matter to you? And the 4K ALU, is that something you're interested in? Maybe the new powerful console, maybe it can run some stuff on MAME. It couldn't run previously before coin ops. Are you interested in the new products?
I'm more interested in the 4K arcade. I don't know. It's tough because I got that. I've been working on this so hard to try to be basically a carbon copy of Patrick. And so he bought a multi-cade. So I had to buy one, right? So I have literally the exact machine that P-Dubs has. And
you're talking about the Chulix. You're talking
the
about
Chulix. So I got a Chulix, came with a Pandora. I had to buy those guns, so then I got the Pandora 10. And
hey man, all you have to do is wear your hat backwards now. That's it, man.
That's right. So I got to buy a hat now. So
start there.
No, I've seen you in a hat, Justin. I've seen you wearing a hat.
No joke. Actually, it is right here. If you go full, you can see it. You can see it if you go full screen on me for a second. It's actually running right now. I'm not joking. You guys think I'm being sarcastic, right? No, there's the Chulix right there.
Hey, what are you doing in my loft?
That's right. Pandora's box.
Yeah, you can take me off full screen now. So that's competing for the AtGames 4K. So I think I'm gonna go with a PC build on that. I might
you're screwing up. You're screwing up. Legends Connect, brother.
I didn't consider that. Honestly, I think I'm gonna do a PC build on Windows, so Hyperspin, and actually stream.
Not Hyperspin.
You don't think so?
He's saying no.
It's an outdated platform.
Well, because I don't want a Linux-based one. Like I kind of want to make it a hybrid PC. Is there another front end you would recommend that runs on Windows?
Oh,
yeah, like Launchbox. Yeah. Did they make a version of Launchbox that's smaller, more compact, that would fit better in store shelves?
A lunchbox? Yeah, are you trying to say?
Lunchbox.
It's a box for lunch.
Well, yeah, he's gonna send me illegal ROMs after this anyway, so he'll hook me up.
Absolutely. If you're doing
while
PC
I'm at your
Windows,
house tomorrow, just give me. I'll bring a thumb drive.
Yeah. There it is. I'll give you one of Bobby Vu's 12 terabyte drives that he has like up the wazoo. So yeah.
I don't want to go to
I have a package from Bobby Vu downstairs marked fragile, and I believe it has a several terabyte PC in it. So I can't wait to open that up and see what's inside.
You should plug it. That's what I did. Bobby Vu sent me his. It's got what is it? A Batacera on it.
Yep.
And I plugged that sucker straight into this Chulix. And I think there's something wrong with the video card. It kind of does a flicker thing. So that's what I'm dealing with right now. But I bought the kit
with Emulation Station. They have RetroBat, which is essentially Emulation Station for Windows. So you could do that too if you're familiar with that. But I think Launchbox Big Box is the best customizable front end. So the thing with multicades is like it's Netflix syndrome. But if you're gonna build one yourself, you can curate and make your list the best and easiest through Launchbox. So that's why I recommend it. Even ETA Prime loves it. So
or you can just you could throw that thing out, go to Micro Center.
Then you're golden,
and put an Xbox in a Micro Center cabinet, and you're
where is nostalgia? So there's a funny story behind that. Really quick super chat, $1.99. I train ChatGPT in comp sci college HW questions. Thank you very much for the super chat, 360. So funny story where that joke comes from. We were going to do an episode of Super Game Room Dudes right when they announced the KI Pro, and Nostalgia was like, let's have Keo Deacon on. And I was like, oh, like, is he just going to come on and like trash the product? Like, does he know anything about it? And Nostalgia's like, he's got some really interesting points about how you could just buy a Micro Center cab and an Xbox and it does the same thing. So that's been a running joke ever since.
I like how you call him Kyo Deacon instead of Kyo Daikin. So
It's kind of like
like, honestly, you're ignorant, man. I have an accent. You are super ignorant.
Wow.
It's not
story.
That is really ignorant of me and my culture, buddy.
Well, you know what you're missing out on, Justin? If you go full PC, I mean, Michael B has a point. Legends Connect with the sauce build is pretty cool.
Well, see, I mean, here's my thought. Like, I love playing games and I want to integrate that more if I'm going to start streaming more. So a PC build would, like, I had this idea where I have a PC build and that PC build's also a streaming PC. I can press a button, go live and be like, tonight we're going to run through this game. And I use the Vuelix, the Chulix, right? And like, you know, here, this is crazy, right? Okay, so check this out. It's 16:9, right? You know, guys, I hate 16:9. But imagine I'm playing through the game, but what I'm looking at is the stream that the audience is seeing. So it's 16:9, just like YouTube. The game is in the center, and there's a chat on the side. There, you know, the whole thing. Like, that's the 32-inch Chulix I'm looking at. And so I'm playing the game, and then there's a camera at me, and I'm, you know, let's stream Turtles tonight. And I can walk over there, 2 seconds, press a button, because everyone's like, you should stream more. And I'm like, but I'm playing in the arcade, so I'm trying to make like a easy button. You know what I mean?
That makes sense. I like that.
Yeah, I think
So
it's fun.
Really quickly, we got a $4.99 super chat from Ezekiel, the Chicago Retro Ranger. Just wanted to say I love all you guys. Meeting you guys was amazing. Keeping up. Are you coming to Cleveland, brother? If you can come to Cleveland, you should, Ezekiel. It'd be great to see you.
Oh, I got some.
Uh-oh.
And also, we've got a $1.99 super chat. Justin, have ChatGPT write you a front end.
That's I should ask it. Be like, how do I do this?
Where's B?
I don't
I don't
know.
know. What are we talking
just
about now?
limited.
What's
I
going
don't
on?
know. Yeah.
Go full screen on B.
All right.
There we go. Here it is. To be backwards.
No, this is to support Ezekiel, the Chicago Retro Ranger. He got all of us these amazing Arcade1Up hats. And
Yes,
since
he
I'm an Arcade1Up sympathizer, I don't know. How do I look?
There you go.
Yeah?
Wow.
I don't know.
You
I feel like I look
Hell
really weird
yeah.
'cause I have really big ears.
No, man.
I don't think it really looks that great.
You dropped like 6 or 7
There
years
you
ago.
go.
There you go.
That way?
See?
This way?
Yeah, that's
This
so
is how I
90s
normally
B
wear it,
right
like
there.
this.
Yeah,
This is normally my jam.
yeah. That's 90s B
yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
What a shill.
You know what the
I'm the
funny
only
thing
one
is?
without a hat.
Well, you have one. I've seen
I
you
can't
wear
believe
one.
you guys are wearing black hats with the Arcade1Up logo on them.
What's on the front of your hat?
I'm
Turn
not
it
showing
around.
you. I'm not
Turn
showing
it
you.
around.
He's not gonna-
I'm not showing you. Oh, wait.
Never.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
What does that say? iArcade Investor?
No. It's the Super
iArcade
Mario
will never die.
Brothers. Super Mario Brothers block. So pretty cool.
360 with another super chat, $1.99. Should I come to Cleveland? Yeah, sure, man. Come to Cleveland. Everybody's welcome. Thank you for the super chat.
Not everybody is. I mean, he's welcome.
That's a good
Not
point.
everybody.
Not everyone. I don't like
That's a
everybody.
convention. Everybody's welcome.
It's a free country. You go where you want.
Yeah, you can go where you want.
Well, they're not staying with us, all right?
That's right.
Oh, we didn't say that.
We've had a number of guys try to jump into our bunks, like
Like
you know,
B.
Well,
and I'm like,
you know,
like I appreciate it, man.
when
but
in
we already got like 6 or 7 guys in one house. We're good.
to be clear, we all have our own beds, though.
Not true.
Not true. Not true.
Not true. B is Big Spoon.
Oh,
And
well,
some of them are bunk beds.
All right,
B,
what
what
is
is
this?
Why are you
What are we
showing us
looking
this?
at here?
What's
is
that?
this?
Well, because I'm doing my whole like Arcade1Up thing now, right?
Oh,
so I
okay,
put on the hat.
sympathizer.
You're all
No
in.
I got-
sympathizer.
I gotta show off what's going on. This was a picture that was posted.
Okay.
Are we still talking at games? All right.
No.
That,
Well,
that's
yeah,
where this
at
was coming
games. So
from.
what do you think of the 4K ALU and ALP? Is that something you're interested in, buddy?
You think
There we go.
Arcade1Up should come up with a 4K pinball machine?
Wait, let me double check.
I think they will now, from what you told me about John D and iArcade.
For me, I'm not interested in the 4K pinball. Sounds like a good upgrade, but I'm skeptical about the board, honestly, that it can really be that much of a better experience, because like 4K pinballs, you're still gonna need a PC to run everything else with it. Is it gonna be that much of an upgrade playing the stock IR like at games pinball games in 4K? They're great, but like 4K pinball is still PC based. You're still gonna be running those VPX tables and pinball FX tables in 4K, and you're still gonna need a beefy PC. So I don't personally think it's worth the upgrade. I would rather invest that in just building my own VPN at this point, because I've done that experience. It might be the best commercial entry point to a 4K pinball, though. It's gonna look ugly as hell, though. I don't know. I still don't like the look
Most
of
likely,
any of their designs.
If you were to build your own besides the PC, would there be anything else different with like your build?
I mean, the first thing I did was like change the look of it, because I just hate the shape of the At Games pinball machine. What I always thought was
this one's gonna have a different shape. They've already
Is it?
announced that. Yeah,
they've already posted a picture of
longer
it too.
skirts and all that.
it's in the
Longer
thumbnail. They've got the blueprints. Blueprints.
Okay,
Yeah.
so maybe I will save my shallow gamerness till I could look at it completely.
Would you do 120 hertz 4K?
Probably, yeah. I mean, I personally, I haven't done the 4K pinball build yet, so even virtual pinball itself, like, I don't know how much better it's gonna be than the 1080p version. I've heard that like it's an amazing upgrade, and once you go there, you can never go back. So I will have to experience it first.
I heard
Maybe
the one
we will in Cleveland. I hope they have them available in Cleveland.
Oh, I
honestly.
know.
I
It's gonna be
think
sick.
I think there's a good chance of that.
That's
That's
gonna
why
be
they're
so
going to
cool.
the Cleveland Gaming Classic. Is if it's not the pinball, it'll be the ALU, but hopefully it's the pinball, right? We got another $1.99 super chat here from Ezekiel, the Chicago Retro Ranger. If I come, I will make hats with BOE logos on them. That is badass.
No,
I'll be
bro,
all
we
about
need
that.
Stern logos. We're all Stern channels.
Stern
Pinball
channels
channels now.
now.
Oh yeah, that'd be so good.
I'm thinking about pre-ordering Venom.
Really?
I might
Because you
do it.
didn't get the. Did you not order that other one you were thinking about ordering?
The Elvira. No, I backed out.
And what was the other one you were thinking of getting? It was
Deadpool originally.
Deadpool.
Deadpool. But I think I would. I kind of like the new Venom. What they just showed today, the trailers. But can I point out something? I mentioned this to you guys earlier. I liked the artwork on the Pro version more than the premium. I actually liked how it had the big Venom logo on it. I actually thought it looked better.
I think
than
that's
the
normal.
premium.
Like the Foo Fighters, the Bond,
Mhm.
and at least those. I think the pros are better artwork. Like for some reason they put the really good artwork on the Pro, and it's like the alternate artwork that's not as good is on the premium, and same with the back glass. But then the Pro has the advanced mechanics on the inside, so it really is a toss up. Like if you want a machine that like looks really cool, like sometimes the Pro is the way to go.
So, like right here is here's the premium, right? So this will be the one that a lot of people are going to want to get because it has like more game features, right?
Mhm.
It looks pretty cool. I like the back glass. I got the characters, but for some reason my eye is drawn to this more. Like I really like the purple
It is really nice looking. Yeah.
Venom and him swinging on the side of the.
That
Yeah,
looks
but-
better. Yeah.
And let me explain something to you. If you're a pinball guy like we all are now, you'd understand that when a girl walks in your house and she sees a Pro pinball, like she is dry. But if she walks in your house and sees a premium,
She's
that's a
dry.
panty dropper.
Nah. I disagree with that. I can tell you this is the honest truth, and you guys know I shill for Arcade1Up every day, right? I wake up every day shilling for Arcade1Up.
Word up, brother.
But my wife comes in and she looks those pinball machines and she's like, "That's a man right there." And then she
That's a man's man.
Yeah, she goes into the other room and sees the Arcade1Ups. She's like, "When are you
Boy.
just buying more pinball machines?"
Mm-hmm.
It's hard pressure.
So-
It's pressure. You know?
But can I get your guys' opinion, the four of you? Which artwork do you like more? Do you like that, or do you like this? I mean, I really like how it's just Venom and Carnage mostly.
You should
on the back
you should
glass.
have I'm with you. You should have Venom, the purple. You should have that on the
It
side.
looks cool.
The other one
So
looks
is-
just a little weird.
But
So
the thing is, pinball is a hobby that collects more and more pinballs. So just like arcades, you're not going to be looking at that side
I
art.
know.
The-
Yeah, you're
that's
breaking your
longer.
rule already. You said your
The-
max was like 4
Yeah.
or 5. Now you're like
Yeah, yeah.
7, and
Yeah, I can't even
Ooh.
see the artwork anymore.
But-
So I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
pinball tables do not multiply. You get one, and that's enough forever.
Okay,
Oh,
Mikey,
you
2
did set up.
pins. Yeah. I mean, the premium obviously has the better
Mhm.
version of the game, right? You know, like the pro is going to be missing some stuff, but I just love the way this looks.
I know. See, P-Dubs, if you watched a great show I watched Sunday night, it was all about how important is artwork on your games. I don't know who
Mhm.
was the host of that show. I
Hmm.
can't put my finger on it.
No idea.
Seemed to
No
be
idea.
drunk on bourbon.
Yeah. Great show though. That guy, he's onto something.
Yeah.
He's always got his finger on the pulse,
Yeah.
Mike.
So,
Like that.
I mean, you got to ask yourself the question, what's more important here? Is it the way it looks and the price, or is it the gameplay and the price? I don't know. I don't know the right answer with
have
this.
fun.
You have a photo of the playfield, Dubs, right there? Or no?
No, this is all we got. Well,
Yeah.
actually,
So the
video-
other thing about
video show.
while you're just looking at it, if you can, so the one of
Hold on.
the first reactions people have been saying about Venom, because I watched the trailer, Kerry Hardy did like a 2-hour stream about it, was just kind of
2 hours. Holy
Yeah.
I mean, who does a
Yeah.
stream
Who
for
does
2
that?
hours
I
about
know,
literally
who
nothing?
does?
That's crazy.
What is he like?
Crazy
Talk.
or something?
The artwork itself is really nice, but they've used the same artist that just did Foo Fighters, and he also did Godzilla too. So that style of artwork
Zombie
by
Yeti,
Zombie
yeah.
Yeti is very similar. So people are like, oh, it looks like the same color scheme and looks like very similar in terms of the art package and whatnot. The playfield, if you look at the playfield, it's actually one of the busiest looking playfields. And I know pinball artwork is usually pretty busy, but there's a lot to look at there. And so maybe it's just like my first reaction was like, this is almost like extreme Zombie Yeti. Like, you know, there's certain things that are nice to look at that look comic, but there's like a small little Venom at the bottom, and then it's just all these like lanes, and like it's
Mhm.
called a fan design because there's all these lanes to shoot
But-
into. So
But if I
you gotta
if
look
I
at the
get
playfield.
but if I get the pro and
Yes.
a lot of some of the stuff that it's missing that's on the premium, I can add later, right?
No.
Mm,
The
you
mechs,
can't do that
the
at
mechs
all.
are
Not
way
the
different.
playfield.
Oh,
Yeah.
They
damn
get
it.
you.
Okay,
But if
really
That's how,
quickly.
that's how they
Premium.
get you.
You can add stuff to
Some
the
of the
premium.
figures, yes, you can, but if it's like a mech that's designed for the premium, the difference
Right.
in that one is I think a launching
Yeah.
mech and a ramp that goes over.
You
Go
think
ahead,
if
Mike.
I reach out to them and say, "Hey, can I get a premium with the pro artwork on it? Can you hook a brother up?" You think
I think so.
You can change the black glass.
You're on
Lots
the
of
payroll,
lights.
right? You're fine.
Can you hook? Can you hook a guy up?
So, really quickly, Kevin Clausen with a great comment here. Chill and Chat with 19K Fox is my favorite weekly show. Mine too, brother. Mine too.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up on another.
It is the
weekly show,
best
Kevin.
It's-
Sunday show.
Really appreciate that.
Just
So,
Chill and Chat is
360,
yours.
360 brings up, should I get a Stern pin or a Tesla? I don't know how much you think Stern pins cost, but they do not cost
There
a
are
Tesla.
no Tesla, son. Let me tell you
I
right
think,
now.
I think that's like 4 or
6
5
pins,
Stern pins.
yeah.
6, yeah.
6.
Maybe
B
a
has
down
both,
payment
by
on
the
a
way,
Tesla.
Just to let everyone know.
What?
Hmm?
I said B has both a Tesla.
Yeah.
And
I do. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Oh,
how
I
we did
bought
the
my
math.
Tesla when it was worth 6 pinball machines. Now it's only worth 5 because they actually
Oh,
got
no.
rebates on them.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Oh,
Ah.
Yeah.
hold on a minute. I gotta show you this. Oh, this is gorgeous. Okay, so I see what you're talking about with the Foo Fighters artwork.
So that's Venom
Yeah.
right there that
Yeah.
you're looking at. Look how like that's crazy busy stuff, and there's like a small picture of Venom in the bottom, but the lanes and everything, it's like one of the busiest looking play fields. I my eyes just start all over the place without.
I was going to
looking
ask
at
you,
it.
B. You're saying busy. Do you think that's going to be distracting as you play, or could it be a problem?
No, well, pinball.
There's so
like,
many lights
you're-
lit up.
Yeah, you just shoot whatever's flashing, right?
Yeah,
but from
right,
just an
yeah.
art design package, and I'm not super familiar with all the Venom characters there. I'm looking at that, and the only character I recognize is Venom and Carnage, and then all the symbiotes. And there's a couple versions of Spider-Man on there. So it just
Guys,
looks busy, in my
You gotta,
opinion,
you gotta
compared
be
to like some of the other.
careful around
Yeah.
Fox. I mean, Fox was in the war. If you say shoot what's flashing around him, you never know what would happen. Like, just
I can't. My Agent Orange starts acting up, and who knows what could happen.
Well, I mean, you guys know I really like collecting the like
Marvel?
90s pins, 2000
Yeah.
pins.
Yeah.
But I think I need to get one Stern just so I can be like you guys. Otherwise, you guys are going to keep acting like I have some inferior.
Oh,
Yeah, but see, but P-Dubs, if you do it, then I got to do it. It's just, it's all. It's
You
just,
Yeah.
Do it.
you know what?
Join us.
My wife's going to say, "Why are we spending 10 grand?" I'll be like, "Because Michael B told me to."
Yeah, no, screw that. You don't need
fair
to
point.
spend that kind of money on pinball. Let me
Yeah.
tell you about this great low-cost pinball table you may have never heard of. It's called Dungeons and Dragons. I recently picked it up. You can get it for a very fair.
All right, now that the host has been
and
kicked
now
off
that he's
his own
gone,
show,
thank God.
Mike forgets I have absolute power over this streaming software.
Yeah.
I'm very happy that Mike got one of my top 10 pins, the Dungeons and Dragons. I'm very happy.
But here's the thing.
Very
like,
happy for you.
So
Mike.
the Venom, the new stuff that Stern's coming out is really good. What I'm keeping my eye on, the Chicago Gaming Company has, they've been redoing some of those older machines, like the remix.
The future. Medieval
And
Madness.
yeah, so if they do a Medieval Madness like that, and it's new,
It'd be
that'd
like
be
the third
really
time.
good.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
would be
like
really good.
Yeah, and if you go look at their track record is really high quality pins. I mean, they're not like the highest quality in town. When it comes to like just, they're not the iArcade of the pinball.
You can't all be iArcade. Come on.
Not everyone can be iArcade.
It does. I do have a recommendation for you. If you're looking at like a pro version, because I was mentioning pro versus premium, the pro Deadpool is actually really good.
The better version.
Like,
That's what it says. Yeah.
exactly. So you don't need the premium for Deadpool, and that's a arguably top 5 pinball game, top 6 right now. It's on Pinside. It's really good.
I do
it's
like
Deadflip pinball's favorite game.
I did pre-order and then I canceled the Deadpool.
Pro Deadpool, you could do that.
I have this mental block about spending $10,000 on it.
Most people do. Yeah.
Like, I just. But it's so funny too, because I'll go buy another pinball machine that's like $5-6 grand. I'll be like, yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Here we go.
You can get a Pro Deadpool for like $6 grand. I'm pretty sure you could. Yeah.
It's a value proposition statement. I understand it.
Can I ask you guys an honest question? Do you feel these machines are worth $10,000?
I could sell my machines and get my money back. So
it's like silver.
That's how it works, right?
Investing
that's
in precious
the
metals.
mental block I have. Is like
It's a hedge against inflation.
It's a safe investment.
I will say this is a weird thing.
I
So
wish pinball prices were lower, just lower.
Oh yeah, we all do.
So I don't know which machine I have is my favorite.
Yeah.
But I keep coming back to the ones I only spent $3,500 on, the Star Wars Pinball 2000, which you have. And I have the Revenge from Mars, but even when I play back and forth, so I have them arranged from oldest to newest by chance it happened. And I every day I'll like play this one, then I'll just go down the row and I'll play them. And so I'll play Revenge from Mars and then Star Wars back to back. And I'm like, both of these are great.
Yeah,
They're
great
different.
games.
And then I play the Stern and I'm like, this is great, but also those other ones are great. Like, so you don't, I don't know. It kind of feels like you can buy the older ones and only spend like $3 grand and have a great pinball machine too.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have
absolutely
getting into the hobby, right? Like when Godzilla first came out, premiums were $7,800. And so that was what like it first came out was like great. Now they're like $2,000 higher just 2 years later. And so the inflation in the last few years has been pretty insane to meet with the demand of it. So I'm hoping, and I don't know if I fear the bubble that it will go back down again, but I don't think most of them have held their value, but it's getting to a point that people really are probably going to stop, and they're coming out with so many new titles or releases now. And we can oogle and all, but I think it's going to be the same thing. We're probably going to limit 2 or 3 or 4. There's a big trading community too. Like people will trade their pinballs for the next one that they want to kind of keep it fresh. And a lot of local folks, that's another way to keep the value of whatever pin you have.
Yeah, I'm trying to build a community here, like meet people and eventually try to set something up like that. Like say in a year's time, I'm like, hey, D&D is awesome, but I would like to try something else. Maybe the guy that has the Tales from the Crypt out.
No, I will come get that thing from you.
Okay.
We're gonna get.
I will drive all the way up there and back.
But you understand what I'm saying? Like basically swap pins out. And
Mike,
maybe
there's
trade
only
some
like
cash.
5 people that live on your island. It's not going to happen.
No, you're thinking of PEI. Newfoundland has like 10 people.
A solid 10. Yeah,
solid 10. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm thinking about getting Venom. I kind of like what they showed. We need to see a little bit more gameplay though.
Tomorrow night it'll be on Dead Flip. So they're doing it during preview night at
Oh.
Comic-Con. Tomorrow night at 6 will be gameplay, and then Justin and I will be there on Thursday. So we will be
And you'll test it
lining
out,
up.
and you'll let me know if it's worth it.
Yeah.
Probably go
All right.
live. I'm sure.
Can I ask you guys a question? This is just an observation. So both of you went to CES, you and Justin, and Arcade1Up was there.
Mm-hmm.
Both of you are going to Comic-Con
Mm-hmm.
tomorrow, and
That's right.
Arcade1Up is going to be there with the Kith collab that B has been pushing really hard.
Oh yeah, so hard. So
gotta love
hard.
that kiss.
So are you guys going to Evo too? Are Arcade1Up going to be there?
I might be going to Evo. But yeah, I bought my tickets to Comic-Con like a year ago. So I go to Comic-Con like every year, regardless of Arcade.
Well, the joke is, B, you're right in the area anyways. Vegas and San Diego are right next to you.
Fox. Fox.
But I was saying that it is like event season for things that they've been to in the past. So
wherever they go, Arcade1Up is there. It's like a conspiracy.
It's almost like
conspiracy. Yes, I will be the best, worst on-field site reporter at these upcoming events.
Are you guys going to be doing live coverage tomorrow night?
Not tomorrow night. Thursday is when we're going to head down. So so flying in tomorrow.
Yeah.
But maybe
I want to see. You got to be wearing like a Spider-Man Venom suit when you and you play Venom.
Oh. Yeah, I do have a Spider-Man
silly string like web shooters.
Maybe I will cosplay as my Spider-Man outfit at Comic-Con with my little spandex.
Really quick super chat. $1.99 B, cover MK1 at San Diego Comic-Con for us, please. Thank you very much for the super chat.
I'm only going to take videos of the smoke fatality to show
the fatality. That's all you have to do.
I have a very specific demand. B, tomorrow
You mean the
night,
fatality where he puts a grenade in the guy's mouth and blows the guy's jaws off? No, we haven't seen that at all. 360.
Yeah. So very quickly, B, tomorrow night during Dead Flip's live stream, I need you to streak across the playfield, like run up behind them naked, and then have some like web stuff and go pew pew.
Can you walk by their stream and hold up a sign and say subscribe to Michael B?
I'm not gonna be there tomorrow night during the stream, but I have friends that will be there that could potentially do it.
That would be great.
Preview night is insane if you guys don't know.
So I do have another thing to talk about. You guys are going together, and like you're bringing your people and stuff too, right? You're going to Disney Town.
We're going to Disney Town on Saturday.
So did you hear that Disney Town are now restricting their rides to people that are 180 pounds and lighter? Did you see that coverage?
No.
Yes. I'm serious.
Finally.
I'm so glad I'm on a diet. I finally got under
No, that's a lie.
What right?
No, I'm serious. Look it up. Honestly, Disney is looking
maybe the kiddie rides, possibly. That would make sense.
So Shotgun Sean says, Jesus, Michael B looks like he had flan explode in his face. Sean, I go out in this thing called the sun, and then it burns me. Anyways, guys,
3 days
hours
ago, there's a TikTok video that says if your maximum weight limit is coming to mini Disney rides.
There you go.
Oh,
180 pounds. And yeah, well,
guys, Ian is here. Now it's time for us to all admit to him we're part of the big Stern conspiracy, Ian.
totally.
Thank you very much for bringing it up in my video earlier. That you have uncovered it. Stern have been buying us off for years.
right.
We were bought by Stern to formulate this home arcade community just so we could trick everybody.
So this is what happened.
It's a long con.
Stern reached out.
We got you.
Stern looked at all their employees, which are also have podcasts. Those podcasts either are ran by distributors or it's ran by Stern employees, but they only get like 1,500 views on a live stream. So they looked at us and we get like 3,000 views on a live stream just covering home arcade. They did the math and we're like, if you guys slowly turn into pinball channels, we'll just give you the free pins right now.
Yeah.
And then you can bring in more audience. But what you got to do is slowly convince the home arcade people to stop buying Arcade1Up AtGames and iiRcade. So the first thing we did was we called Jong and say, you need to quit. So he listened to us. So he quit his company.
Stern bought iiRcade out.
You guys, you're revealing everything.
You don't understand.
Stop it.
It's Arcade1Up is a subsidiary of Stern.
You don't know the half of it.
That's right. That's right. 360, he called it. We're all Stern shills. That's right.
All Stern shills.
But here's what's crazy. We're not even as big as the Stern shills
and
that are already like work for the company and do their own podcasts.
Well, 19K Fox and I are such big Stern shills. We don't even have one.
We don't even have it.
We don't even need one.
We love the company so much. We said, for God's sakes, don't give us a pinball machine.
We'll just cover you anyway.
We'll just cover you anyway, free of charge.
Right. We want nothing.
We got a bad deal, Fox. We need to renegotiate.
We didn't think this through. Not at all, P-Dubs. We didn't think it through at all. Damn it.
Anyways, I've got to say, when I read that earlier today, and I saw your comment, I was like, that is just funny, man. So thank you very much for saying that. We've had some fun with that all day long. So thank you very much.
We had the same fun a few months ago when 360 was literally having a stroke because several of us bought pinball machines, and he was like, what's going on? Why are they buying pinball machines? What does this mean? What should we do, guys? He's in every Facebook group. He's in every Discord channel. Guys, why are the YouTubers buying pinball machines? I must know. Guys, does anyone know why? Do you know why? Hold on, let me private message them. Oh wait, he didn't respond to my private message. I'm gonna go.
Do you know what that means?
Yo, P-Dubs is a bitch because he won't respond to my DM. I'm gonna run around in his Discord.
Sternco.
You know? Why is he buying these?
You know, it's funny. If it wasn't for this amazing community, we would have nothing to laugh about.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It's the best.
This is the best one right here by Jason. P-Dubs owes Stern money. I probably owe Stern money.
Well,
yeah. All right. Sorry, we're just horsing around, brother.
Are we?
Yeah.
We appreciate your passion for what we buy.
I don't, people are all upset about me buying Sterns, but no one's making fun of Fox for buying a new truck last year.
Shh.
Yeah.
We wouldn't talk about this.
How many pinball machines did that cost you?
4.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I decided
It's an
not
investment
to buy a truck this year.
It's an investment.
That's what I said.
So that I can go get more pins.
I know. So I'm in a big problem. I live in Des Moines, and I am thinking about making one of my pins the one that I rotate. Except for the only way I can totally do it. I found the people. There's trade. They're totally into trades. They live in Omaha. They live in Illinois.
So there's a lot of swapping going on in Iowa. Yeah. Is that what you're saying?
That's right. But what I'm trying to say is I need a truck.
Yeah, I was having the same conversation with my wife.
Because there's nothing close. I've been there. Yeah.
So
we're gonna rent a truck, I guess.
Just really quick before we go, I think easiest way to sum this up is it's definitely a conspiracy, and we're all in on the big. And you know what? It's not even Stern, because while Arcade1Up is a subsidiary of Stern, Stern is actually a subsidiary of the egg people. They're trying to get you to believe that eggs are good for lunch. That's crazy. Eggs are
Can
for
you imagine,
people.
Can you imagine if the community realizes that every single thing that Arcade1Up fails, we've been leaking to New Wave Toys so they can make the ultimate 3/4 scale arcade machine, and that they're going to reveal it at Cleveland Gaming Classic. Like, imagine if
going to be a Neo Geo.
If it got out there, if it got out there, like this community will burn to the ground.
Okay.
And yes, it will be a Neo Geo.
So the poll question I
I
put
think
up
I'll never know.
earlier today, I just want to go over this really quickly. What home arcade news has surprised you the most in 2023 so far? And 49% of the audience, 233 people voted. 49% said iArcade closing down. That shocked everybody. Then second, believe it or not, is 22% with nothing. Home arcade is dying. Coming in third is the AtGames Legends 4K products. And then this is not a surprise to people. Arcade1Up recycled titles comes in at 9%.
But you didn't add to the poll that we would all become Stern channels, which that was no surprise to anybody.
So well, this
Less than
is
zero.
really quickly what I wanted to talk about. I mean, honestly, there's just a natural progression. Like, we all like home arcade stuff. We're going to go in different directions, especially at a time when there's not a lot of interesting stuff coming out. I mean, Fox, you went up and bought real arcades. P-Dubs, you bought a coin pusher.
I buy a lot of stuff, Mike. A lot of stuff. You know,
But you were the first person to get a pinball table, a pinball machine out of all of us. You got your Star Wars a long time ago.
Or Stern. I think Dubs had it.
Stern pinball table. Sorry, P-Dubs. I know you had
Stern
your
on it.
Gottlieb Mario Brothers all along.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which I played, and that's a terrible game, but it's cool.
Shut up, man. It's a piece of my.
It's
a
terrible
piece of,
compared to a Stern. It's terrible.
It's a piece of my childhood. So if you know, because it was at the arcade that I would go to. So you know,
sentimental.
And I was a little kid, man, and I loved Mario, and it was
it's
so
great.
cool.
It's a great
Everybody loves
sentimental game.
Mario.
Doesn't make it great.
Yeah.
He's talking smack.
Man,
Wow.
P is mean tonight.
He
Jeez.
puts on the Arcade1Up hat. It's like a switch. He's going to be vaping in about 2 more minutes.
He's amazing.
Oh wait, hold on. Backwards. There it is. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. That game sucks. Yeah. No, I got my Stern pinball like almost 2 years ago, and it took me a long time. Somebody mentioned like pinball is like also very hard to maintain, and the physical components of it. I mean, Mike, you know all the trouble it took for the brand new in-box pin you had. And so for me, I didn't even like clean my playfield for a year and a half. And then finally, when I got comfortable with it, and I started like using the Nova Steel, I was like, oh, this is really good. So now I feel like comfortable with like tinkering with stuff. Took out the playfield, put in the art blades, right, Mike? You just did a video today. Good stuff. I mean,
Oh,
so
God
modding is
bless you. God bless you for
now
taking
the
out your
next thing.
pinball table.
The next thing you got to do is the pinball mods. But yeah, I think it's the evolution, right? We've all kind of like, I think Justin says it best. You don't have to be one collector of things. We kind of evolve, let things go. And yeah, I think it's just a matter of space. And you're lucky freaking Fox with this temporary arcade space, making this super big hunkin' space of a home arcade things. I get jealous of the space that everybody has.
I love Fox having the real arcades behind him, but that one vertical arcade is
Raiden's gonna give everybody a seizure.
Yeah, it's hypnotizing me the longer we go.
Yeah.
You can fix the camera. The camera, if you go to the settings and you get that hertz to 59 point something.
59, just less than 60. Okay.
Less than 60.
Gotcha. I'll work on that. Sorry, guys.
You're just gonna leave your hand there.
Just put the script up. The Arcade1Up script. There we go.
So honestly, if I actually showed the unedited clip of me putting in the art blades, my YouTube channel will be taken down now because I did so much screaming, yelling, profanity. Me and my wife had a giant fight. Like, it was a nightmare, like trying to get that art blade in. It was horrible. Like, no.
Well,
so
I was going to say, go ahead.
Not a real giant fight, but one of the methods that people talk about for putting the art blades in is you take your pinball table out to the end of the rails and you hold it up like vertical. So I asked
oh my God.
Yeah, I had her hold it and she was fine. She was fine. And then I had the art on and it was like perfect. And I was just about to tack it on because I had it just lined up and she was like, it's slipping. And I dropped the thing and I was like, oh my God.
It took too long. Yeah. It's a recipe for disaster.
Sounds horrible.
It was nuts. Honestly, that was the worst thing I ever did. I gave B such a hard time the other night because he took his playfield out to put his art blades in, and I was like, no, that's not how you do it. I will never question you again because if I had just taken my playfield
now
out from
you
the
like to
beginning,
build your arcades with no shoes.
No shoes.
Wow.
Okay, P-Dubs, can you look back? B,
You're welcome. You're welcome, Doug.
No, I have. You know me and feet, man. I don't like seeing people's feet. I have this issue.
It's the greatest thing ever.
One thing that Stern should have done, I don't know if it's like this on a lot of machines, but P-Dubs and I have those Pinball 2000, and the way you take the playfield out on that is it has the rail goes all the way.
Oh, nice.
You can pull it all the way out, and when it gets to the end, it has this ledge. You just let it fall down.
Yep.
Nice and
It's
it
pretty
just
nice.
like perfect. You can get back in there, do whatever you need to do.
Yeah.
They should have done that going forward.
I used to like taking girls out for dates in my dad's Volkswagen. You know why? Because the seats go all the way back.
All the way back.
Oh, like The Office.
Anyways, guys, thank you
Shut
so
up
much.
about my mother.
What?
What?
The same episode. Remember?
What was this show about tonight?
The episode was The Office when Michael Scott gets with Pam's mom.
God.
And he's all like, will you take another route? It's so nice to be your girlfriend because she's right on the way home.
Way home.
Go another way.
Anyways, guys, I've kept everybody here way too long. Thank you so much for hanging out. Sorry I missed last night, and you guys are all friggin' awesome. I sent out like just a message before I went live, and I said, hey, if anybody wants to come hang out, let's do it. Everybody jumped in.
There was a shining triangle in the sky, and
The signals.
the signal.
The full Illuminati was here. It's great.
The funny thing about that too is we weren't the Illuminati, which
No.
is hilarious. The Illuminati was
now.
a totally different group of people.
But yeah, we are now.
But it's funny.
The Stern
they-
Illuminati.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyways, go to bed. Everybody, it's late, except if you're where P-Dubs and B-Kong are. They're early. They're going to go out and
Yeah.
play some basketball in the sunlight now. But I'm going to bed. So everybody, have a great night. Thank you
gonna
so
play
much for
some
being
PlayStation.
here. Go buy Stern tables or we will kill you. Good night.
I
Cue music.
Gary's going to be so pissed off they found out about the conspiracy. Oh, shit. We're still alive.